Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Hello, welcome everybody to the Code CynicalDeath tournament hosted by me, Kozen, and with me, of course, the other host, it is...
Snoopy here. Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great day. And excited to be here.
Yeah, me too, man, me too. We have some great players here right now. I believe we have the last remaining Foreigner as well, actually, right? In the bracket right here. That might have a chance to take this tournament. Honestly, if anyone will, Ro8 definitely one of the favorite foreigners that we had starting out in this one to take this. And he's proving
Yeah,
himself. He's proving himself. What will he be proving himself continuously here? Are we? Am I in the wrong lobby? I think we're in the wrong lobby.
looks like it. But like you said, this is the last foreigner as Clem in Group A. Did get eliminated, so it's going to be just a little bit of a summary. In Group A, we played on May 26th, and both Zest and Innovation got to move on to the playoffs, the semifinals. So
Yeah.
here we in Group B now to determine the remaining two players that will head off to meet them in the semifinals.
Exactly. So I believe the first person to advance will be facing against Innovation, and then the second person to advance will be facing against Zest. So, you know what? If you're good enough, you could kind of choose your battle there, right? You could just kind of say like, I don't want to really fight against Innovation, so I'm just gonna go advance first. Or you could be like, well, you know what? That Zest guy seems to be pretty good recently. Let me try my luck with Innovation. Really picking between the two more difficult things there, or at least a rock and a hard place. Having to pick between Zest and Innovation is what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be really difficult to choose between those two because those players pretty much playing really solidly as of recent. So I think you can kind of almost say it's a 50-50 almost. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Do you have any predictions for this group? Actually, anyone you think would be in particularly, you know what,
Oh
likely
man,
to
that's
advance?
pretty tough. But I'm gonna say
Just say one person you think that's gonna advance.
I'm actually gonna pick two people. I'm gonna say I think Reina and Trap both will advance to the next round. How about you? What's
Is
your
that is
prediction?
that because they're in the lobby right now? They're the most likely to rewatch this bit of the VOD.
Maybe, but I don't know. I think Dream is kind of not quite there yet. I mean, he just barely made the GSL Cores, or actually just barely did not make it. So I don't think he's in the best shape or the highest level. And then stats also, he's been all right, but he hasn't really been wowing me. So I would say Trap and Rainer are my favorites to move on.
All right. I would love to see Stats moving on as well. To be fair, but yeah, I agree. I would like to see Rainer as well moving on. Will they though? That's a whole different question. I mean, Dream has been making some nice games happen as well in the online brackets. Let me take a look actually who Dream managed to beat before this. Alright, so he went up against Scarlet and he took down Clem as well in that TVT. Now, I'm not quite sure. That game between him and Scarlet, I remember, did seem quite favored towards Dream. But I'm not sure if that's going to be the same thing for when he's playing against Ro8. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Ro8 does feel just a smidge, a bit more consistent at the moment in those, especially in those online cups here. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, of course, what Fortune and the gods have in store for us. The StarCraft 2 gods. Are those really here? We don't know. We'll have to see. In the bottom right side, we have ourselves a Italian Blue Zerg player fighting for Clash. The Q-Lash. He is Ro8. Pretty sure it's just Clash, right? With a Q. Clash.
Yeah. Last time we were introducing him, I was like either Clash or Q-Lash. I think either one should be all right. But anyhow, here in the top left corner of the map, it is the red Protoss from a generic Green Wings, a bit easier to pronounce. It is Trap.
And to be fair, if it was Q-Lash, we would be right to say Clash, because that would just, you know, if you write it like that, you just gotta pronounce it like that, you know? It just makes sense. Makes sense overall. I say Q-Lash. I don't think that's right, bro. Look at how you had to write that, and then tell me that is how it's written. Alright, well, anyway. So far, nothing out of the ordinary here. No cannon rushes.
Yeah, but we do see that
Crazy.
the spawning pool is kind of made like all the way to the left side of his creep. So I'm not sure why he did that, but I don't think it's kind of normal to place it there, right?
Maybe he just wants to have some pre-vision there or something like that. Maybe
Possibly.
for like some sort of a warp prism in the very early game. I don't know. I don't know for certain. With a depth pressure, perhaps. There must be some reason, right? I think Rainer doesn't really throw it down that far away without any thought into it. Otherwise, he would put it right next to where his drones are.
Yeah, I mean it's not too like crazy, but I think later on when there is maybe a warp prism zealot drop, that might. I mean, I feel like the spawning pool can be placed in a way where the queen can be tucked in and be a bit more safer, but. Either way, the spawning pool is going to be a bit more vulnerable to those zealot drops. But we'll see if Trap does goes for it later on. Looks like he's electing to go for the Stargate opening here.
Not the one you see all that much. I guess Trap has been the player that really still favored the Stargate for a really long time. I believe he, like, maybe in particular, I remember him playing a lot with the Oracles and then making status traps everywhere, because I'm always in the idea, like, well, his name is Trap, so making a lot of status traps makes sense to me. I'm not sure if those are completely related, but... actually, do you think his name came from the idea of I'm going to make a lot of status traps and my name will be Trap?
You know what? Even if it's not, let's just go with that. Let's just go.
I think that would be a good call. It's a little bit the same as when you run into somebody named like Captain All In on the ladder, you know? It's like, alright, well, you could play a macro game, it's possible, but I mean, probably not going to be the case. Anyway, Overlord will commit here for a scout. He's going to fly face first into a Phoenix. I suppose he does see the Oracle in production as well, so that's a little bit of a nice sign here. So then than that, I mean, just the Phoenix on its own would already kind of make you want to make those Spore Crawlers anyway, right? Trap has been around since Wings of Liberty. Really? So he knew about the Oracles going to be a thing in the future then. That's crazy. That's crazy. He must have family working at Blizzard's. There's no other way.
Well, the first Oracle gonna pop in here into the natural instead. Spore Crawler not just quite done yet. The queen should be able to deflect these.
Nice running away with those drones, not taking any damage so far. Good positioning with the queens as well. Rainer on top of things so far. That was just the first little pre-taste, of course, of what is all to come. Second Oracle is on the way as well. And once again, we don't have a Spore Crawler here in that third base just quite yet. Oh, Rainer going in actually with a secondary Overlord here as well. And what does he really see? He sees the Twilight Council, he sees the extra gateways. I guess he wanted to know whether or not it was double Stargate.
Well, either way, it was a really great scout, because this is not 4 gateway adepts. It's going to be 5 gateways adepts. So Rainer should know that the Glaive Adept play is going to be heavy and hard, and he's going to have to make use, or he's going to have to throw down some Roach Warren really soon to defend. Oh, actually, you know, he's going to go ahead and use Banelings to try to defend against this.
It could be okay as well. I mean, especially with that investment of Trap into those Oracles beforehand. And the Phoenix as well, actually. First and foremost, I'm kind of impressed that Rainer even still managed to get in there with another Overlords. Hiding that properly enough. So that's already pretty good. But then also, like, his overall depth aggression is delayed by so much. And he's not really committing to it either, actually, looking at it. So I think that is the right call.
Oh yeah, he looks like he canceled it and actually started researching
Yeah.
researching charge lot instead.
Yeah, I think I kind of like that. He's just going to go for the charge. I think we saw the Templar Archives as well. Yeah, there it is. Another Overlord, somehow miraculously just coming right into trap space here. A path coming out of traps, some sort of interesting tactics here being used. Maybe gonna message Rainer here on the backside and insult his mother or something like that. You know, could be pretty good.
Definitely don't want to insult the mother there.
Yeah, of course it can tilt your opponent. Definitely can give you a slight edge here. It's a great way to win ladder games, guys. Right.
Well, I guess if you're ever gonna insult someone's mother, you should include some yo mama joke, right?
Not necessarily. You could just be crude as well, like really rude if you want to. Just hurtful, you know. It's a possibility as well.
By the way, we are not advocating for people to insult other people's mothers. So,
oh, I am.
Please be kind.
Anyway, a couple of links here, trying not to die by that Archon and the force fields. Do manage to get out of there again. And yeah. I mean, so far, both these players just kind of macroing up still, right? I was talking about this before the game started with you. Rainer he is one of those players that, so far in the tournaments, always kind of been bringing those macro games, right? He's never really been one of the players that goes for those all-ins. Maybe very, very few times, like on the bare minimum amount of things, right? To just kind of mix it in now and again. So far, I don't think I've seen him really cheese just yet, unless if he got cheesed and then he held it really tightly and he goes for the counter cheese, right, to just finish it off when he's ahead. But yeah, because some of these other Koreans, they do tend to somewhat stick to the very aggressive play sometimes, you know. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah, certainly Parting, I think, is one of those players that are.
Parting,
no, that's pretty aggressive.
TY as well on those online cups. We saw Cure, I believe, too, right, in the previous tournaments. In the pro circuits, he also was very aggressive continuously. Which is just interesting. It's an interesting little development, which I'm wondering where it's necessarily coming from. I guess it's always been kind of that way, right, with just overall Koreans compared to Europeans and stuff.
I feel like it just really depends on the player, their preference, whether they're more of a defensive type of player or offensive type of player. But hold that thought. There's a few banelings coming in. Actually, gonna go ahead and retreat as they do see 2 Archons and 3 High Templars as well as a lot of cannons. And I gotta say, there's a lot of cannons on all these bases, the 3rd and 4th particularly.
Oh my. Just doing okay, not getting too many of them force fielded out here. Let's take a look at the overall resources lost tab. Yeah, you know what, not too great for for Rainer actually. About almost double of the units lost there. Although, you know what, overall his economy is absolutely amazing, right? 88 workers here, spreading that creep nearly willy, pretty much every crevice of the map here. Still managing to get in with the scouting as well.
If you take a look at the income graph, you can definitely see Rainer for the second part of this game is pulling ahead in terms of the economy. Yep. But look at that vision of Rainer though. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely scary if you're the Protoss player. You're not going to be able to do any sort of run by without Rainer potentially aware. Anyway, we see another little bit of a attempted run by from these banelings as the army of Rainer is keeping Trap busy on the other side here. Oh, I like this. Actually, just coming around with those banelings that were meant for the mineral line, seeing that it was pretty much blocked off, and then went to the north and tried to come into the High Templars backside here to shut that down. Pretty cool stuff. We don't have a lurker den yet, do we? That's kind of interesting. I thought we would slowly transition into something like that, but you know what? We are seeing that fleet beacon as well being constructed, so... Interesting. What do you think Rainer should get as tech-wise here?
Well, there are a few answers to what kind of, to the composition that Trap has right now. Either you go for lurkers, like you said, or you can go for brood lords because there's not a lot of blink stalkers to snipe those brood lords. So I think that's looking like what Rainer's going for. But before we get into that, Rainer's going to try to get some damage and trade some army here.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a good job. Now, look at that. He's definitely going to get this base. Trap just going to go across the map with the remaining zealots and archons that he has. Wants to do damage there as well. Definitely kind of has to, as, you know what, Rainer's is just growing out of control here, right? He has already 6 bases now, basically. At least one of these has to die. If not multiple. And, you know, we might be coming close to a GG here. Yeah. Wow. Rainer, man, he made it look easy, didn't he? Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, how is he gonna transition? Yeah, he doesn't need to. It's fine. He can just stay on the Hydra Lingbane and just kill him. Because he has that much economy.
Yeah, I mean, why transition when you can just straight up win, right?
That's right. Well, yeah. I mean, because sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't just straight up win. But, you know what? Rainer's showing that he had full control over that one. And, not bad, not bad. It used to be a little bit more of the style of Rainer anyway, right? As I remember him, when he started off getting really good, he never really incorporated a lot of spellcasters, right? That's something that he got into later on. In a way, he kind of reminds me of Sue in that sense. Although he did start to incorporate more spellcasters where he felt like he needed to.
Well, certainly, I think Rainer, I mean, overall, I think his macro and micro is high tier. So I feel like it kind of plays well into his playstyle because if you're more of a defensive kind of reactionary Zerg, then you got to make sure that you're able to macro out of it, all the harass, as well as micro against all the aggression. But yeah, I think that was just a textbook, just solid overall play by Rainer. If you notice that throughout the whole game, Trap didn't really do too much to Rainer's economy. He didn't get any drone kills, any significant drone kills, or anything. And in fact, at one point, Rainer got up to 90 drones in that game, which is overdoing it. But if you let the Zerg get crazy on the drone amount and you don't do anything to stop it, then they're gonna get way ahead.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of what we saw happening there. A bit unfortunate for Trap, but you know what? He's not out of this just yet, of course. He might just change up his strategy. We have to remember that was all off the back of Trap going for that Stargate, not really getting anything done. Then switching up his strategies as well, right? Mid production of his Adept Glaives, he decided, you know what, let me cancel this and just go into something more normal. And yeah, oh well. It's just a difficult time for him. After that period, of course, of not really getting any damage done and then not really getting a good idea of what he wants to do afterwards, right?
Yeah. But it's not over yet. I mean, Trap still has a chance. This is a best of 3, so if Trap can even up the score, then I mean, can push it to the 3rd game, and anything can happen then. But here we go. We're going to get into our 2nd game, which will be on the map of Everdream.
There it is. All right. 2nd game. In that top right side, we have the Italian from Q-Lash. I'm going to just say Q-Lash now, just to mess with him. And anyway, and that's because how Pearl says it, and Pearl is pretty smart, I'd say. You know what? Oh, that's the wrong person to give this point to. Anyway, what was it saying? He's Rainer! Yay!
And here, at the bottom left, it is the Korean Red Protoss from generic Green Wings. It is Trap.
Alright, well then. 1 point away for Rainer there. I mean, if he does well against Trap, or this well against Trap, I would like his chances against Zest as well. If he wants to play against Zest, though, he does have to move on a seconds from this group. So you know what? If he does drop a series, we're just gonna cough that up to a tactical loss, right? So he doesn't advance first.
Well, looks like game looks like to be starting off pretty much the same as last game, just nothing too crazy. No cheeses, no cannons. Living up to their reputation as both players. I feel like they're kind of less cheesy of a player compared to others. So we shall see what tech they're going for after the cybernetic goes down.
Yeah, you don't see Trap going for the cheese that often. He is a little bit one of those players where he can throw it in now and again as well, of course. And then I suppose the PvZ matchup on its own, it kind of facilitates that right now, right? It's like, well, it's always kind of been that matchup where the Protoss has to push into the Zerg, and that is why I feel like in any matchup for the Protoss, this is probably the one that is the least bothersome for me, where they do those cheesy attacks. You don't have to even commit fully, right? And that's why it's so good, because then if you sometimes don't commit fully to some pressure, and then sometimes you do, it can mess with the Zerg mind quite badly, and then all of a sudden, you know, he's over-preparing or he's under-preparing, and that's when you start really getting games from a Zerg player. But yeah, you gotta do everything, right? As a Protoss in particular, in this matchup, I'd say you gotta mix everything in. You gotta do it all.
For sure. And thank you SC2 Full for rating the party of 5. I appreciate it.
Very nice. Hope you guys had a good time. Had a good stream. And welcome to Rainer versus Trap. The first best of 3 for today.
Yeah, and you know what? This game is already starting a little bit different compared to last game. First off, the spawning pool is not all the way to the left. It's actually pretty near the hatchery, tucked in there. But then also, Trap, he's not going for the Stargate opening this time around. He's going for the Twilight into Robo, and this is going to get once again scouted by Rainer without even any Overlord speed. This time around, he's actually skipped the Overlord speed compared to the last game. So with that early scout, he should be able to anticipate what's happening, as there's only a few things that can happen with the Twilight that is jiggling and getting Chrono Boost without any Dark Shrine out.
I mean, so far I've seen 99.99% of the time this being Adept Glaive. There's one time I saw a crazy match between Skillis and Kalizer, where Skillis did a charge slot aggression. He just, I don't know how he exactly did it, but he definitely managed to do a number on Kalizer there and immediately tapped out. So I've never seen it again though. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing it more often, but it was really cool in a way. Because like Zergs, whenever they see that Twilight Council already, right, they can kind of be like, alright, Twilight Council, Robo, check, Adept Glaives, right? And then they just blindly kind of go into preparing for that. And then all of a sudden, like a mass amount of charge slots appears, many more than you would kind of expect than with the Adept Glaives, because you don't need the gas, right?
Yeah, and I think, actually, let's see how Rain is going to go ahead and defend against it. There is a counterattack with a few lings there. Not sure if he should have been at home with it, but
needs to be careful though. Those Adepts will definitely finish up their shade. Going towards the drones right now. In between the mineral fields, do manage to get pretty reasonable trading going on here against those links, but other than that, not really getting any damage dealt. And that's partly also because he's just not being able to warp in on the other side anymore, right? Because of those links on his side of the map. So definitely giving a lot of breathing room to Rainer there. And
yeah, that is really unfortunate, because the purpose of that attack is to get worker kills, and he's got 0 worker kills with that attack. In fact, Rainer is the one that has the only 3 worker kills in this game. But looks like Trap did transition into DTs, so he's gonna go start warping in some DTs here at the main base. But look at there, Rainer's already got the defense up.
Yeah, the Spore Crawler's up there. The thing is, usually Zergs against the aggression of the Adepts, they already get the Spore Crawlers out as well, because it still could be something like DTs, right? You see the Twilight Council, but that means it's very likely that Dark Templars are also there, right? It's one of the other openings we see from Protoss a lot. DTs into Archons. So it's kind of always incorporated. And then the Spore Crawlers, they also do well against the Stargate openings, so it's like, ooh, yeah. Let me just get pretty much safe from anything you can do this way. And it costs less than the lay attack as well. Before we used to see Zergs on the 4-minute mark. Well, around just before the 4-minute mark. Always getting that lay attack. But that was before we really saw the Adepts being a big deal. Because with the lay attack, you just don't have as much money as the Zerg to defend against those Adepts. And that's kind of why we saw that fall to the wayside. And then Oracles. Well, no, the Spore Crawlers becoming much more of a thing. Anyway, what we're seeing from Trap here is a lot of those Adepts and the Archon coming across. He's not taking a third base, which is noteworthy. I think he just might be going all in here.
Yeah, he's got 8 gateways, so he's definitely all in.
But does he have enough to break Raynor, though? Does he have enough? Coming in from 2 angles here, the Adepts and an Archon on this side, 2 Archons and more Adepts on this left side. Seems to be just too many roaches here, though, unfortunately, for Trap. Well, you know what, he's grouping up. This is looking pretty nice now, actually.
Oh, some of the roaches are in the main base, kind of being split off.
Yeah, that is interesting indeed. Definitely quite late with those roaches on the main base, but even then, I mean, this might just be too much from Trap here. And, well, more roaches are coming out of the production tab. How many more? 14 more about to be ready to be used here. But, you know what, you have to split up your roach count as well, because otherwise the Adepts just shade on into your main mineral line. And then even if you do clean this up eventually, you're just going to take so many drone losses, right? Look at this, already 20 workers down in the gutter. And Raynor letting these Adepts maybe just... Wait, what? Did I miss something in this base? He was doing pretty good. I guess he didn't kill him, in a way. What? Did I miss something?
Yeah, I think because, you know, Trap didn't have any third base, and Raynor did have his 4th base, so even if he did lose all that drone, he was pretty much equal in the worker count. So you got, you know, with the Zerg with 4 bases compared to 2, you need to do a way more damage, worker damage than that. And that was pretty much his all in, and so
it
really needed to kill him.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, I guess he really didn't do enough damage here. That was well calculated by Trap. All right, I got a bit giddy with all the drone kills that we did see.
It was a lot, but I think Raynor, he was like ahead by 20 workers to begin with. So even if he lost like 22, you know, there was somewhere in the ballpark. And if you're on 2 bases compared to the 4 of Zerg, you gotta kill way more in order to kind of win. And that was pretty much a move out to kill, not to do damage. You needed to straight up like at least kill or do significant damage, like kill 2 hatcheries or something like that. So he wasn't able to do so, and yeah, he just went ahead and GG'd out.
Yeah. Maybe I just wanted to see him ride out the wave of the Adepts, because they were still going into another base, and I don't know how much minerals he still had left on the other side, but yeah, I guess the overall roach numbers were pretty darn massive at that point, so would have been incredibly difficult to hold on to any sort of a counter attack. All right.
Yeah, looks like Raynor will close out the series.
Yep, that means we're gonna go over to the other realms, to the Korean realms here of StarCraft 2.
By the way, guys, we do have a Matcherino for this event. Looks like the coupon code has all been used, but there are still ways you can contribute to the prize pool. You can do sponsors quests. There's also a survey quest as well that will contribute $1 to the prize pool. And if you do want to get all these replays, you're able to buy it all for $10. So not only do you get the replays, you also help out the players with the prize pool. So I think it's a pretty good deal. Definitely should check it out.
Yeah, definitely worth your time to look into. All the money does go to the prize pool as well, of course. Helps out the overall tournament and gets these players stoked to come back for another time. Right, we do have the vetoes going on right now between Stats and Dream. We'll have to wait for that one to get rolling. But Rainer taking a clean 2-0 there. That is very cool to see.
Yeah, looking really strong so far.
Yep. Yep, for sure, for sure. Reading that situation pretty nicely. Although, you know what, he did seem a little bit underprepared, but had enough to just kind of squeeze out the overall victory in the end still. But yeah. And then that first game, yeah, I don't know. It still feels like Trap just was a little bit indecisive what he really wanted to do with his overall strategies. Maybe just testing the waters a little bit, right? With a Stargate opening, something like that. And then trying something else, but...
I think the first game, I think it was more of Rainer's scouting ability because it looked like he was, Trap was decisive in terms of going for a Glaive Adept attack, but then the Overlord speed allowed Rainer to kind of scout everything, so he kind of just transitioned to charge lot. And then throughout the whole game, he kept continuing scouting Trap as well as spreading all those Overlords on the far side of the map so that any counter attack, any counter charge lot or adept attack would be shut down. So just a really good scouting by Rainer. So
Yep.
Just a kind of a very Cero-esque, I say, because Cero also one of those Zergs that just really constantly scouts his opponent throughout the whole game.
Yeah, that was definitely not well played. It was kind of notable as well, though. We did have the Phoenix available there for full Trap, but he kind of failed to really keep those Overlords out of his base, right? They keep coming in from the same angle as well, which is unfortunate. But yeah, props to Rainer to continuously be on top of that and force his way in there to still get everything he needed to know.
Yeah. Oh, we got quite a large amount of followers here. Thank you for everyone for the follows. I'm not sure if you want to go through them, but
I thought that was your setup to do it yourself, but
oh no.
No?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can't. Yeah.
DS Systems, Sir Mortal Man, Mr. Jones, 349. Don't give up. Van Liban, Grandmaster, Tears Ducts, Uberfather, Venti Usiugu, Nick Pote, Crest Naiden, and Defined Paz. I think you joined as well today. Feels Bad Broski. I think that's the one that we started with. Thank you all for the follows. Much appreciated through that best of 3 here. We're going to get started with our next best of 3, which will be Dream versus Stats, of course. It's EVP series. We have all the races participating in this group, which is always a nice thing to see. Dream probably not one of the best Terrans right now, but I think you can make the case for Stats in a way, right? Still one of the better Protosses right now.
Yeah, certainly top 3 or 4.
And then, well, I guess Dream is like around he's still really darn good, right? On a good day, he can definitely take any 2-0 victory from pretty much anyone. He's shown this in the past already as well. But yeah, you wouldn't necessarily put him in like the top 3 or even maybe the top 5 of Terrans overall, right? Because there's just so many. There's so many. It's nuts.
Well, I guess let's just say this: if you have Korean blood in you, you'll always have a chance.
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose. I'm not sure how it works, that Korean blood, but it kind of sounds like what was the guy's name again with the tiger blood?
Joe Exotic.
What? No, it was way before Joe Exotic. Like he was drinking tiger blood.
Oh wow, I never heard of that.
Charlie Sheen, that's the man.
Ah, okay.
You remember him?
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all about he was drinking tiger blood.
That's
He
nuts.
was winning because he was drinking tiger blood. Anyway, it's what these players. Are these players? I don't know how I got here. Anyway, it's in the top left side we have from a Freak of Freaks, the red Protoss. He is Stats.
And here at the bottom corner of the map, it is the blue Terran player from Brave Star Gaming. It is Dream. And once again, has that little kind of a logo emblem circling around near his command center, which is always pretty cool to see.
Yep, representing his team. A Freak of Freaks not that keen on representation. It looks like just wants it in the name. That's cool too, I suppose, right?
Yeah, I remember we actually were like theorizing that there was a fourth animal behind it. And
Yeah.
We were like wondering, guessing what was the fourth animal.
You already thought about which would be the fourth animal hiding between these three heads, looking backwards?
I mean, it's got to be something really cool and scary, right? Like a tiger or something.
Could be. It could be.
Or maybe it was just a little bunny.
It's just the bunny. That's right. So yeah, Dream was trying to hide his barracks over here, trying to keep it.
Oh my god.
Oh man, we've seen this before, right? All right, Dream. Here's
Yeah.
what you do: just proxy a Ghost Academy. You're gonna be fine. Just do it. Believe me. Trust me. It might sound weird. Mistake. Oh man.
Oh man. So you guys don't remember? Stats did do this against Innovation in the first game in the group stage 1, and unfortunately for Stats, Innovation was proxying Ghost, or was that Innovation, or was someone?
It
someone
was
else?
Innovation, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Innovation proxied Ghost Academy, and was able to win out because Stats did not go for Robo and was not able to have detection. But
Yeah, he tried to go into a regular follow-up, right? So he made the Twilight Council first, and then you know what? You're just so incredibly delayed, apparently, with your Robo and stuff that you're just not gonna have detection in time. And Innovation managed to kill all the probes just using the proxy Ghost Academy. Anyway, so this Nexus is just mainly here to recall some units in. It looks like we're just sticking on the 2 Adepts and a Zealot. We'll try to target down as many SCVs as possible. Here we go, doing pretty good so far. We have 4 SCVs. It's gonna go up to 6 already. Look at that. That's some pretty good damage here.
yeah, the first time around he did this against Innovation, he only got 3 SCVs. This time around, getting way more than 3 times, into a total of 10 worker kills. And at this stage of the game, that's actually pretty decent.
Wait, did he really only get 3? I thought he did okay with it. I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember he only got 3 SCVs.
Okay. Alright, well, then this is a lot better than that, for sure. We do still have a couple of Hellions in the Reaper here, coming across, of course. There is a third pylon quickly being thrown down to help out. Will not get his own workers destroyed that easily. He's learned. He's evolved, Snoopy. Look at that.
Yeah, I really love that wall off. He recognized that there was a factory out, so there's Hellions. And in order to kind of block them, you can just go ahead and do a full wall off, because Hellions, they don't really do too much damage against buildings.
And I mean, if you have an opponent, if you're going for, like, let's say, Cloaked Ghost, then you can hold them backwards with this as well for a little bit longer, right? And then you're going to have a bit more time to get your attack up and rolling, so you get the detection.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Anyway, Stats losing his Nexus, though, in the main base of Dream. Sounds weird, but hey, that's where we're at right now. Blink coming in as well for Stats, and yeah, he's really just transitioning into a regular setup from this point onwards, right? But he made this game weird. He made this game extremely awkward, and he did lose more money overall, but I think he definitely decided the momentum overall for this one, right? And that on its own is also quite a big advantage. Might feel Dream just to kind of be like, well, what the hell do I do from here? What's good to do from here, right? Do I just do my regular stuff? Or do I just try to improvise into something else? It's just not sure, right? Everything feels awkward. It feels weird. Killing those Stalkers, though, probably does give him a bit more confidence overall that he's on the right track.
Yeah, that's a bit scary because he's only working off of 2 gateways, so every unit that he loses is going to be harder to replenish until those gateways are up.
Actually, I'm noticing this now. Dream is kind of going for a kind of an all-in situation here. He didn't make a starport. He's just going for the siege tanks and the marines right now. Doesn't have combat shield just yet. Doesn't have stim either. So yeah, this needs to do damage here for Dream. He's coming across just only the 2 tanks, so the 3rd tank still at home here, trying to set up so the Stalkers don't get to do the base trade. But this could be a dangerous situation for Stats here. Doesn't have
if he
too
gets
much. Oh my dear lord.
Yeah, if Dream gets those bunker up, that's gonna double the effectiveness of this attack, because you know you got to break the bunkers, and then I mean the good thing is for Stats is that there's only 1 tank there, so not too bad.
There we go. It's gone. There's another tank coming in, but the Blink Stocks might be able to jump on that one as well. Ooh, they do get targeted down very nicely by Dream, though. Stats trying to keep the bunkers from going up on this side, but it doesn't look like it will be enough. GG is cold. Once again, we see the proxy Nexus falling to the wayside here, not really getting what he wanted, unfortunately. But yeah, well played there by Dream. Getting himself a pretty solid strategy, just going for the all-in from that situation, and makes it work. Makes it work. Calm, collected, decisive. Bam, there he goes. Gets himself the first victory on the board here. And that's another one of those shows, though, in a way, where the Koreans, they are definitely the aggressive ones in this tournament. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I've actually talked about this with Matisse, the coach for the Alpha X players. And he mentioned that a lot of the Koreans are they feel a lot more secure. It's like when they feel like they have a chance to kill their opponents, to just go for it, right? The Westerners are more of a mindset of like, alright, I'm in a good position, let me solidify this position. More so, but Koreans, for some reason, they seem to have this a bit more killer instinct in a way, right? Where they feel like, alright, I have this advantage, I'm going to drill this advantage on the other side of the fields until I take this game home. But yeah, it's interesting. And we kind of philosophized about how it could, perhaps, maybe we're stretching a bit far, but maybe it could perhaps tie into the overall culture of the societies there, right? Because if you look at the ways people fought warfare in, for example, the Western places, right? They would just have a big army force over here, a big army force over there, and then they would slowly march into each other until one just kind of fell over or fled away. And in Asia, you have much more aggressive tactics, right? They used horse archers and stuff like that to kind of do guerrilla war style in a way. Which, yeah, just a lot more archery heavy. Trying to be sneaky, trying to poke and prod aggressively.
Yeah, and this works really well because I think over the years, StarCraft 2 has really kind of pushed that kind of play style, adding a lot of harassment type units like Oracles and making changes to Reapers. And even Widow Mines, the introduction of Widow Mines. So a lot of introduction to kind of harass type units, which kind of helps the kind of stretch the skills of the Koreans.
Is this what I think it will be? So it's just a very quickly scout to ensure that there's a barracks going down here. What's this probe doing? Anyway, alright, in the top right, there's a Brave Star Gaming Terran. He's blue. He is Dream.
And in the bottom here, we have the red Protoss from Afrika Freaks. It is stats.
Have to point to the wrong person there for a moment. Anyway, yeah, Dream 1 point ahead here. Huh. I was expecting this probe to try and do a little bit more, so he's just, well, I guess he is denying some mining here. Is it really that much? I'm not completely sure. You know what? The income graph kind of makes it seem like it's a big deal, especially, you know what? 150 extra income in like the first 1 minute. That's not too shabby, right?
Yeah, any little advantage you can get is always a good thing.
Dream did kind of send a lot of SCVs over anyway, right? Did send like 2 SCVs over instead of just perhaps 1, and then using the one from the barracks as well to kind of help out, but you know what? Did manage to clean it up, and you know, overall it's stabilizing a little bit here on small. He's gonna go for a double Rex opening here. Interesting. Would it could be a triple Rex, right? Once again.
Yeah, I mean, it could be one of those like triple Rex, delayed starport kind of attack where you just go for stim and combat shield at the same time.
Yeah.
And, do a really strong push that usually, if the Protoss doesn't scout it, can catch them off guard. And oh, here we go. We have a little cheeky play coming out of Dream, throwing out a proxy bunker, or not. I guess I wouldn't say proxy, but a bunker down here at the behind the minerals of stats.
Yeah, I think it's fair to call it a proxy bunker. Stats in a bit of trouble here, has to run away and micro quite heavily against that Reaper, while also sending his Stalker over to kill the SCV in that natural mineral line. You know what? Overall, only losing 1 worker to the Reaper there later on when he went in for round number 2. Yeah, pretty nice, I have to say. And I think you're right, actually, on the mass marine with the stim, and then just gonna go for the double medevac drop here. It's something we've seen TY kind of popularizing again, I believe. It's really bringing that one back. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. I mean, the marines in a way, right? Stimmed marines, if you get them into a mineral line, they'll do a lot more damage than a Widow Mine will. Mineral line. Did I say Widow Mine in a Widow Mine? I don't even know anymore. But yeah, they will definitely get a whole boatload of damage dealt. And you need to be careful with that for sure. Sometimes even getting Nexi a little bit low. And then you could be in trouble later on, of course, due to some other push that is the follow-up. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think stats kind of recognize this because usually you see Protoss go for 3-gate blink stalkers and then go for a quicker third. But noticing that there's no Hellions out, there's no Widow Mines out, there's a lot of Marines, so he's anticipating kind of a heavy bow of force that might be incoming, and he's actually throwing down an additional 4th gateway, which means an additional stalker warp in, which makes this defense way easier. Because 4-gate blink stalkers theoretically should be able to shut down this double medevac marine push.
Yeah, definitely gonna help him out in that situation. I'm wondering if it's something though that he was already kind of wanting to do anyway, right? Because it is something that's been being popularized quite a bit now by Parting, of course. Ever since he beat Maru with it, I think a lot of Protoss are like, alright, so this is how we do it. This is the way.
Oh, that observer though, he does spots the drop, and he's like, oh, okay, I can't go through with this drop here. Okay, yeah. maybe delay it at least a little bit, but
the drop's
a really nice scout.
Observer too. Nicely done there. Alright, well, now both of them are in this awkward situation. I guess Dream is like, alright, so if you are already this close to my base, it probably doesn't make sense for me to try and come across here anymore. But you know what, with the observer down here, it's becoming, well, it's quite difficult for stats, of course, to really pick off units, right? Realizing where he does have the opportunity to. So when he is gonna start poking away at the supply depots. There's a siege tank though, sieging up, just barely outside of range for stats. Only takes 1 shot though, so not too bad, not too bad.
Oh, so it looks like he's gonna go actually warp in, or not warp in, lift off 4 stalkers into that warp prism to harass while harassing in the front of the natural at the same time. So really nice double prong harass here.
Couple of leg spikes here for me. It is something that happens sometimes with the Korean server, guys. My apologies. I don't know exactly why it happens, but the players do not have any experience of this, as is my knowledge. Usually they would just pause anyway if there was, but it seems to be smoothing out. Anyway, it's a weird bug, guys, that I'm not quite sure if it will get fixed anytime soon, but let's just hope for it. Anyway, Warp Prism in the top right did get well, you know, recalled back home again. It was needed on his own planet. And we see Stats kind of transitioning out of this, right? So not really fully committing to those Blink Stalkers. If he gets some stuff done, that's kind of nice the way he treats this, but it's not really over-committing here, which is, you know, a nice way to play this. And now, you know what, look at that. Gets 2 medevacs. That's great stuff, honestly. Now Dream only having a single medevac, that's going to severely limit the amount of stimming he's going to be able to do.
Yeah, that's actually a really big pickoff. And he's going to have to be smart to not overstim. And, you know, I think Stats, he still has a bunch of stalkers out here in the field to snipe off that 3rd medevac. If he got that 3rd medevac,
that'd be nuts. He might. Oh my god, he is going to. There you have it. Lovely stuff. Yeah, Dream's medevacless. Oh, he has 1 more medevac coming across here. It's like all these little marines and all these marauders are orphans now.
Oh my god! I just took a glance at the army of Stats.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty strong here. He does have pretty good force fields as well. Those siege tanks not yet in siege mode, not helping out that massively against the Colossi. And yeah, just microing backwards slowly. This is more than enough here for Stats. Should have this one relatively easily. Charge almost ready too. Would have been able to beat this even more easily if he had that charge available as well. But you know, that was a great play by Stats. Just denying any form of aggression there from Dream on the other side of the map, using those Blink Stalkers. And then just macroing up, right? Still getting that much quicker 3rd base. Getting himself the AoE damage attack that he would like for the later parts of this game as well. And there you have it. Easy peasy. Full Statsarunio.
Yeah, I mean, I think also with Dream going for that double medevac marine drop kind of build, it's always a little bit risky because that build, you need to really do decent amount of damage with those marines. If you don't do it at first, then it gets really tough for the Terran player. It's not only just in the TVP matchup, but also in the TVZ matchup, where if you don't really do too much with that initially, excuse me, if you don't do too much damage initially with those Marines, then the economy for the opponent just scales up, and they just have way more as the game goes on.
Yeah, that's true. It just becomes difficult at that point, right? As we saw, I mean, Stats just running away with the game overall. Definitely felt like Dream just kind of had to find some different answers to what he was facing there, and couldn't find them. Really couldn't find them. Did he ever make a 3rd base either? I don't think he did he?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. And then losing those medevacs as well. That's a big deal, guys. That's actually a really big deal. You keep your units alive for so much longer. Right? Imagine having 3 medevacs with that instead of just the 1. Did he still have 1? I think one more was coming in, right? Afterwards.
Yeah, one more was lagging behind, but during the majority of that fight, I don't think he had a medevac.
That's nuts. That is nuts. Anyway, Ilmfi, Iyer, 17, Overstorm Brave, Doodle Sulk, Malice Lighty, Opa Delirium, Lord Machu Draco. Thank you all for those follows. Much appreciated, guys. Hope you are enjoying these StarCraft 2 games of today. We're in the 2nd round, the second best of 3. We're tied up 1-1. And the winner of this one will be facing off against Rainer as soon as they win. So, you know what? Stat pick? Stat pick? Who wants to go up against Rainer more so than the other person? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure if I would want to. But then again, if the alternative is Trap, that is another bit of a tough pickle. Anyway, let's introduce these players right here in the top right side. We have once again a Terran hiding his barracks just slightly off to the side of his base here. He is none other than Bravestar Gaming's Dream.
And here, spawning at the bottom, is the red Protoss, representing Team Africa Freaks. It is Stats.
Alright. Stats this time around not going in that quickly with that probe, right? It was definitely peculiar, wasn't it? That probe timing with the scout?
Yeah. Oh, we do see that Stats does scout the barracks. So
He's played him before. He knows. He's a smart guy.
when personally, when I go scout the Terran and they don't have a barracks at home, my heart starts pumping.
Yeah.
So I think once you scout that is the barracks are not at your side of the map, but rather in his side of the map. You're like, it's a huge side of relief.
Easier. Yeah. You know what would be cool actually? If you've seen that play from TY, right, where he makes the barracks still at home, but then also a barracks across the map with the Marauders.
Oh yeah.
I think it might be a good thing to do actually in combination with this, because then first of all, especially if they go scout for it, right? If you notice they scout for that barracks, because then they're like, oh wait, where's the barracks? And then they're like, oh okay, it's here. I see what you're doing. You're just hiding it. And then suddenly it's still of course another proxy Rex that just comes in. So it's like the weird triple layered play there. It's like an onion. You can keep peeling more and more layers, and it just never stops. It never stops. Other than that, we do have that command center on the high grounds right now. That Reaper tried to get some work done. Managed to get one kill here, apparently. That is nice. And, well, yeah. Get some pretty good intel as well. We'll see that Twilight Council. Oh, another nice boop with the nade. Stats went across with both his Stalker and his Adept here. It's pretty crazy, too.
Yeah, especially since that Reaper is still alive.
Yeah.
But you actually see something a little bit unusual here. We do see that it's instead of a 2 barracks, it's going to be a 3 barracks with a Cyclone. So looks like the kind of the prediction of him going for the stim timing a push might happen in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we saw it in that first game as well, right? With the triple Rex and just the factory making siege tanks. I wouldn't be surprised. It worked out very well for him that time. But then, of course, you have to remember that time Stats went for a very aggressive play himself as well. Going for that Nexus, while recalling 2 Adepts and a Zealot into his base. It's quite a committal, and yes, he took down 10 workers. But you know what? He still lost the Nexus. He still lost an Adept. He still lost the Zealots. And with that, everything else got delayed as well. So just barely wasn't enough there for Stats. And I'm surprised that he's willing to use this strategy like twice in the same tournament here. He might just be willing to have fun with it, you know? Maybe that's just the case.
Yeah, possibly. But we did see that in the first game, Stats did unnecessarily lose a bunch of Stalkers. So this time around, it seems like it's a bit better. He hasn't really lost too much of the Stalkers. Although I think once he gets Blink, he'll start moving across the map. He's got to be extra careful not to get caught with the bow of Dream. Looks like he's actually going to mix in with some Marauders here, which is going to help deal with these Stalkers pretty well.
He's skipping Stim here in order to get the Concussive Shell a lot earlier, and then also getting himself combat shields a lot earlier. He mined out these minerals so his siege tanks can pass through the middle. Oh no, I like this as well, setting up a bit of a trap here. Stats walking a little bit into it, taking 2 pot shots from those siege tanks there. Could have been worse, could have been a third one as well, of course. That was some nice nice play there by Dream. I'm not sure if Stats is aware. Okay, you should be aware. This Observer now seeing everything. He's just gonna try to get as much damage done here as possible and then probably recall as soon as that army kind of gets close, right? Does he have the energy for it, though? He doesn't have the energy, Snoopy. He doesn't have the energy. He's just gonna go for it.
Oh boy. Okay, he just have enough for one recall. Will he do it though? He must do it right now.
Shoot anymore. I mean, that army's already on top of the Nexus. The siege tanks are right there. I mean, and as soon as you recall, you're gonna lose most of those stalkers. And
all right.
Well then, this is an awkward one, isn't it?
Yeah, he needed to recall like a lot earlier, a lot quicker, like immediately. But instead, he went for the blink into the text.
Yeah.
Now he's got to do a base trade, straight up base trade. And luckily for him, he does have the War Prism to help micro here.
This is true. He's losing a lot though due to the SCVs here. And I think the army of Dream will just be able to clean up the buildings here a lot quicker than his stats will, unfortunately. Oh, now he recalls. Alright, well then, this is interesting. And he, yeah,
oh, man.
the siege tank's already in siege mode there as well. Unfortunate. So yeah, GG it's Golds. That was a weird one. That was definitely a weird one.
Some base trading.
Yeah.
Full display there.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure if I like the base trade. I think it would have been better for him to try and pick off units as the Terran is moving across the map, right? Force the siege tanks into siege mode a couple of times, get yourself 1 or 2 extra warping rounds, and then you're just in a much easier position to hold that, right? But Stats just not being able to bring that one into his favor there. Anyway, we're going off to America again, where we will have Rainer versus Dream waiting for us. Well, not completely waiting for us, but they still got to do the vetoes. Still got to do those vetoes. Also, let me quickly throw you guys into a advertisement break because, well, I don't know. I just did a short.
This is a great time to do so.
That's right. All right. Go check out that Metrorino as well while this is playing, guys. Be back in a moment. Oh, I couldn't start it at this time. Alright, I guess it already happens. I guess somebody else was already on it. That's nice. You guys know. You guys know. You saw it happen. I hope. Sushi started the ad. Ah, did he just do it right now? Did he? I can't see how long this ad is playing right now because of this. Oh well. Ah, okay, it was just now. That's good. That's good. And I'll just blankly stare into the camera until I get the acclimate or the confirmation that we're back again.
All right, back.
Are we back?
Oh no, I went to get a drink, so I just said I'm just back.
I don't know. All
right, still can't do the ad. Let's go ahead and try to run it. Nope, looks like can't start an ad this time.
Yeah. Yeah, Sushi already did it. So
the
thing is that I don't know what is happening then. Because I'm like, all right, am I talking to just some people or is everybody here? You know, I don't want people to miss out on that great commentary of ours. Well, the insights. Anyway.
By the way, you know, earlier on there was an Alpha X Series match, and you know, Pastor, our buddy, was casting it, and it was like the last game, and it was like the last moments of the game, of the deciding game, and then just when it was the action was happening, the ad ran at that same moment. And then it's like someone's like in the chat saying, "Oh man, what a great time to run an ad!" Just when the action, like the deciding action moment, is happening, and then by the time the ad is back or is done, the game was over.
I mean, honestly, we didn't just run an ad for which company the ad was. We also ran an ad for AdBlock. Basically, that was an active ad for AdBlock, and well, it's not helping us out, guys, if you do have that. But still, very much appreciate all of you watching those ads, filling out those. Well, we've already filled out the codes for this one. The Matcherino page. That's basically if you live in the NA or the Canadian. Is Canada also NA? It is the continent of North America, right? So
Yep, it's part of North America.
yeah, all right. So if you are within that neighborhood, there's a survey on the Matcherino page. If you hit that one up, you will be able to fill it in and add a free buck to the prize pool here again. Right, we're really getting up there. Quite something, and we would very much appreciate anyone helping out. Canada is NA. Yeah, that's right. That's right. NA education. That's right. Yeah, I've had NA education. Nak education. It's like saying no in Russian, right? Because da is yes and na is no. That's right. That's right. I know things. I know things. I'm not gonna talk me out of this one.
No, I agree with you. I think you know things.
Nice, thank you.
You know plenty of things.
Bro, you're wrong. You don't know how wrong you are. It's na. Na and da. I know, because I am Russian, actually.
So many rumors. I hear you're Dutch and now you're Russian and you're American.
I've been American too, that's right, yeah. I'm just trying some out, alright? I'm just trying to see where I fit in the best, okay?
Are you secretly Asian as well?
Not yet, not yet. I might have to look into it. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, we do have the series starting pretty soon here, guys. They're just behind these scenes. Like, we're not just messing about. They are, of course, doing the vetoes and everything, right? They are getting things started. The first map will be on Nightshade. Second one will be on Zen. The third one will be on Eternal Empire. And we're starting on Nightshade then, of course, with Rainer versus Dream. So a nice TVZ, honestly. I'm quite excited about that one. Does mean that we also have a PvP afterwards, but it's just one PvP, right? It's impossible to have two PvPs, which is also a good thing, I suppose, right? Just a single mirror matchup.
And both players are here currently in our current upcoming series, Rainer and Dream, are definitely going to want to win the series because not only do they advance to the round of 4 with the semifinals, but their prize pool actually increases by double. So right now, the prize pool the minimum amount of prize pool that they can claim is 100 or so, and then if they go to the semifinals, it goes up to at least $200. So that's a nice chunk of money.
It's gonna start shooting up pretty quickly here, right? With the especially, I think tomorrow already we have the playoffs as well, don't we? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure tomorrow are the playoffs for this.
Yep.
Right. So that means basically that. Well, I mean, within these 2 days. These players, they really want to win their StarCraft 2. Alright. You have a preference here for who you want to introduce?
I'll go ahead and introduce the first guy here at the top left. He's the blue Terran player, and the reason why I'm introducing him first is because I do love the color blue.
I see.
It is the guy who is representing Brave Star Gaming. It is Dream.
And his opponents for this one, this best of 3. Don't know why it sounds slightly Irish there. Anyway, is the Red Zerg fighting for Clash. He is Rainer.
So I guess now we can conclude that you're Russian, you're Dutch, and you're Irish.
That's right. That's right. Don't get discriminatory to me now, Snoopy. Thought we were friends.
They're like a potluck of nationalities.
I'm just a simple man. A simple man with simple nationalities. Okay, so normal things are happening again once more. You know what? So, this is why we'd like to have Rainier, I suppose. CynicalDeath, of course, guys. I don't know if you know CynicalDeath. He is the guy that is... Well, the tournament is named after him. He didn't name himself after the tournament. That'd be weird. No, we actually named the tournament after him because he does do a lot for the Liquipedia pages. And I believe Rainier is his favorite player in this tournament. So he's very happy that Rainier's doing so well. And I mean, if we have Rainier moving on first into this tournament, that would be very nice for him. You know, a little bit of a cherry on top of already having a tournament for him in the first place. And then also having his favorite player just kind of crushing it, right?
Yeah, I think if there's a tournament dedicated to you and your favorite player wins it, that's like Christmas came early or something.
So do you have a favorite player? Like,
yeah, I mean,
let me frame that in a different way. If you had a tournament in your honor, which player would you like to see participate and take it all?
I would say Sue.
Why is it me? Oh, wait, Sue? What? Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
How
about you?
Alright. Why? But what? No, hold on. Why Sue?
Why Sue? Well, I mean, I like his you know, for the past few years, I like the play style. It kind of reminds me of I guess I would say Jadon maybe a little bit. And Jadon was my favorite player when he was in the StarCraft 2 scene. And yeah, I was really happy when he did when Sue did win IEM because it was like his first tournament win. But then ever since then, it's been a bit disappointing, a bit sad because of the lack of results.
He took some other wins, right? Didn't he? He took some other big wins afterwards. I believe.
Nah, I don't recall any.
I'm not completely sure, but it felt like he kind of broken the curse, and then he was actually taking more tournaments. But maybe they weren't as massive tournaments. That could be the case, actually. Or I'm just wrong here. That could be the case as well.
I mean, I don't recall any. I think he went on a little bit of a slump afterwards in terms of results. But anyhow, if he did was able to kind of play in my, I guess, a tournament dedicated to me, then he'll be my guy. But the bigger question is, who would you have as the one player that would play in your tournament and win?
It would be myself. It would be myself. I would love to see me win something. No, I don't know. It would depend, honestly. If I would be casting it, I would love to see Serral, because I've never gotten to cast Serral before. So that is something, you know, he's on that hit list, a caster hit list of mine. Trying to trick him at some point. And then, you know what, if I'm not casting myself, I would like to see DRG make a big comeback in a big tournament.
Ooh, DRG. How come?
You know, I just like his style. I like the cut of his jib, and always been a big fan. You know what? And yeah, overall the Mutaling Baneling style that he's always kind of been doing. I'm a big fan. Ooh, look at that little one Ling block there, actually. My god, Rainer. He's really not taking too much damage here, is he? Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I think we can rename that one Ling Snorlax, because he's like the, you know, in the Pokemon game, he's like the Snorlax that blocks a bridge or road.
Oh, whenever I see the Snorlax now, I'm gonna think of that circling.
Oh,
I'm gonna call there's Rainer's Ling again. That Snorlax needs to be named after Rainer's Sling. You know what? Next time, I'm gonna play Pokemon. I'm gonna catch a Snorlax. I'm gonna rename him after that Ling. We'll have to ask Rainier after this show what that Ling was actually called, what his name was, and then I'll be set, good to go.
Perfect.
+1/+1 is almost halfway. I wouldn't be surprised to see Dream starting to Kind of ramp up the aggression there, perhaps, with the... Oh boy. Really? Jeez Louise. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised to see that ramping up of aggression overall. We'll have to wait and see. A couple more banings, actually. 2 more coming in here. Again, these won't actually get stuff done, right? No, okay. Oh, did he actually have 1k APM?
What?
That's nuts. Somebody said
nuts.
that. Do the caster see us? No. Just whatever you type. Don't worry about it. You can watch naked if you want to. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I'm wondering, like, in the history of StarCraft,
yeah, no.
what's the highest APM somewhere has logged in?
I think it's Cyril, I believe. Like, Cyril's APM is out of this world. I think, like,
Yeah.
he managed to get, like, around 600 at some games.
Jesus.
Yeah. I might be paraphrasing there. Or para-numbering. How do you call that? Just guessing numbers a little bit, but kind of in that ballpark.
Predicting?
Spitballing. It's not
Yeah,
really,
spitball.
yeah. Spreading rumors. Like
Speaking of spreading, Ro8 does have a nice spread here at the bank, getting a nice little flank.
God, that's around.
Oh my!
Holy moly. Alright, well, that's cleaned up. And that's a GG! A game from Bly with 900 APM. That is, that's also pretty nuts. But who has the highest EPM? That's right. What's the effective actions per minute? Rainer is pretty darn good. What? I mean, jeez Louise. That link set up there on the top side. I mean, Dream even kind of saw it, right? He realized that those links were there for a moment. Maybe he thought they were going to go into his natural or something like that for a run-by. It's called a guesstimate. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if that's a real word, but we're gonna make it if it isn't. And otherwise, I learned a new word here today. Guesstimates. Alright, so yeah, I mean... Will Rainer be able to do that again? I mean, he's making this look easy, isn't he? He is playing against Koreans, right? We did check this. This is not just... This isn't their parents playing right now?
Yeah, I mean, from the last I checked, I believe Dream is Korean. Yes, yes.
It's a real word. Okay.
You went to check it?
No. Puppet Master's telling me now. I believe Puppet Master. Puppet Master's he's a good man, I think. Right? Not a nefarious name at all, Puppet Master.
Yeah. Maybe he's just
Maybe he is. There he is, Puppet Master. You see, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Thank you for that follow. Also, Stahl, Mason, SC, MXXX09, Haas, 1, Maverick, 24, Frauke, 64, Nesdi Goma, Ilmfi. Thank you all for those follows. Much appreciated. And I hope you're enjoying yourself with the StarCraft 2. You can Google it. Yeah, I'm a good man. That's right. You see, he confirms that as well. I can Google that Puppet Master is a good man. If you Google, is the Puppet Master a good man, you will find a big, good old yes. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Anyway. It's also an album, right? From, was it Metallica? Who was it again? Puppet Master? Do you remember? Do you remember?
I don't recall.
It's too long ago. Right, anyway. Yeah. In the bottom left side, there's a red Zerg player. He's fighting for Italy. I suppose he's just solely fighting for CynicalDeath here. Mostly. Will he? Well, if he wins this, he's in the playoffs already, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, anyway, he is... Reyno. Building attention there.
Yeah, that nice little pause.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to copy you there. Here, spawning at the top right, we have the blue Protoss. Oh no, not the blue Protoss. Excuse me. It's the blue Terran player from Brave Star Gaming. It is Dream.
Nice. Maverick, believe it or not, I'm not high AF. It is, in fact, just my natural state of being. It's how we are. You know, it's the way of the no, wait, hold up. I forgot where I'm from. All right, never mind. Think Russian, American, Irish, Dutch people. And in half those places, it's illegal anyway, right? So, Swivers. Yellow. Alright, well then, alright, let me try to focus a little bit more on this game. Although, you know what, nothing's happening just yet, so I think we're allowed to slouch a little bit here, right?
Yeah, actually, you know what? While this game is happening, I want to ask you a question. A question so important.
To me?
It might change your life. To you.
To me? Alright, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So this question is so important, it might change your life and your perception of reality.
No.
You ready for it?
Da.
All right, here it goes. Kozen. Is hot dog a sandwich?
Oh my. Oh my. I don't think the world's ready for this information just yet, Snoopy.
Yeah, I think I might have broken people's brains with that question.
Is hot dog a sandwich? I mean, just in a way, right? In a way, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can make cases or debate points for both sides.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes, and we'll just have to agree to disagree, perhaps, or we agree to agree. 111 coming out of Dream. Regular speed timing here. Is it taco a sandwich? I don't think taco is a sandwich because it's not using bread.
Yeah.
I think that's a clear one.
All right, looks like the fifth tab definitely agrees as a sandwich.
But is a folded sandwich a taco? I don't. No, it's not. It's not. It's not Akon. All right, get out of here. Get out of here with your folded sandwich taco.
Oh, we do see a little bit of a fusion core action coming out of Dream here. Just gonna go ahead and change it up. Now the overlay disc got the starport with the tech lab. So whenever,
kind of big.
Huh?
It's already kind of big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, whenever you scout like a starport with a tech lab, it can only be a few things, especially in the ZBT. It's either Banshees or Battlecruiser. You rarely see any Raven play.
Yeah, that's right. Is there anything else we could expect? I don't think so. We used to see back in the day, right? The tech lab. The very early pods when the Liberator was around, you could just get Liberator range from that tech lab as well. And then a lot of people kind of went for that too. Man, that harassment didn't get anything done, did it? Jeez Louise. 3 drone kills for 4 Hellions and a Reaper. I'll take that trade if I'm Rainer. Anyway, it's also kind of bad because now he doesn't have that much of a way to really double dip with his battlecruiser and those Hellions, of course, at the same time.
Yeah, and also because he did snipe those Hellions, there's less harassment of the creep. So Greener is free to just spread the creep like wildfire without having to worry too much about it getting sniped.
Now, something that has me a little bit worried. It depends on where that battlecruiser is gonna jump to. We only have 6 queens, right? 3 of them were out and about far on the edge of that creep. Right now they are moving backwards, so that's a good call from Rainer here. Kind of anticipating the possibility of that battlecruiser coming in right now. Knows that timing pretty darn well, it looks like. And at the same time, are those, they are quite a couple of roaches now coming across too. Looks like Dream kept that battlecruiser from teleporting in, so he would be able to kind of help out with against those roaches with this. But yeah, at the same time, of course, he's not really dealing any damage with this right now. Although, do you really need to, Snoopy? Do you think you have to do damage with that battlecruiser and the Hellions if you also already kind of are killing roaches?
Well, definitely these are really favorable trades for Dream. I don't think he lost too many.
There's links in the natural as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was a distraction.
Whoops. Whoops! Oh my! Didn't mean that to happen. Alright, anyway, he's gonna try to retaliate here with those Hellions and the battlecruiser. He is getting a lot of drones on that third base. The second base is safe with the Queens there. Circlings did get cleaned up eventually as well. Second battlecruiser teleports in, ready for destruction. Will be able to kind of take the torch of this other battlecruiser that is already quite low. Just do a lot of damage on these Queens before they actually run out of energy. Targets the ones with the high amount of energy now as well. Nice targeting for Dream. But you need to be careful. You're going to need those battlecruisers at home pretty darn soon with what is coming across the map here. Quite a good amount of roaches. Only a single siege tank here. Big repair on that supply depot will keep it safe for now. Alright. Alright, and after all of that is said and done, I mean, who really got out on top there? It's hard to say, honestly. I mean, Rainer's still having a pretty reasonable supply, but most of that is roaches in the army supply. His worker count is really the impressive part here, I would say, considering how many losses he took there. 18 drones dying. What do you think, Snoopy? You think anyone's ahead in this situation?
I wouldn't say anyone decisively ahead. I feel like it's kind of pretty much a even trade. Maybe someone with a slight edge, but hard to say decisively. Both players, I think, kind of won in a bit because Rainer, he did survive with not too drastic losses. I mean, he's still, pretty ahead in the, or not pretty ahead, but decently ahead in the worker count. He's got the +1 range attack. But Dream, on the other hand, he was able to save the battlecruisers, was able to establish his third base. So I think he's pretty fine.
I am thoroughly intrigued with this Overlord right now. The Dropper Lord's coming in. He does have speed now. He's picking up the pace. Where's he going? He's going straight into the main base here. I don't think it's going to get too much done, right, with the reinforcements coming out. But you never know. You never know. He might get a little nice timing here. That's pretty cool to see, especially with nothing else going on in the map. You don't really see this enough, I'd say, from Zergs, right? Especially against mechs, mech players. This just seems very strong.
Yeah, though with Cyclones, it's a different story because they could target down the Overlord, which it doesn't seem like he's doing a good job of. But
oh, yeah, might be able to get it before it dies. Wants to get that scan here. Doesn't really do it. 3 battlecruisers now on this side of the map. Rainer did manage to get himself a good amount of Corruptors, but is it enough with the Yamato cannons there as well? Yeah, just barely will be able to hold on here. Not losing too much. And he's going to Swarm Host. Another pretty nifty stratagem here, switching it up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to go ahead and redrop the roaches here, get some additional SCV kills.
And oh man, should have kept that Cyclone there, huh?
Yeah. But with this Viking,
yeah,
should be able to shut it down. But losing 5 SCVs, not too shabby, but I mean, it's kind of, it's like almost 10 minutes of the game, so it's not.
Oh, sorry, you almost got that third base as well with the Corruptors. The battlecruisers coming in there right now. But yeah, that was a very smart maneuver as well, right? Because not only did he have the roaches in the main base, but then also taking the opportunity to come in with the Corruptors to try and shut down that orbital. Forced the lift up, forced a lot of mining, and all because he knew that those Cyclones were on the other side with those roaches.
Yeah, and you can see in the income graph, it just spiked up a lot for Rainer.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Not too bad. Honestly, almost 2k extra income there for Rainer. The army overall size looks like it's still pretty darn close. Of course, we need to be aware that Dream is pretty darn good at his mech play here. but at the same time, is he gonna get blindsided by these Nidus worms with the Swallows time and time again?
Oh, he's like searching on the top left side. Unfortunately for him, Rainer actually swarm toast and Nidus at the bottom side. Will lift off or force the lift off on the command center there. So another additional delay in the mining time.
I like that from Rainer, actually. He was very patient. Didn't get all those locusts on top of the command center and then just let it lift up as they're all on the ground now. He actually made them move a little bit further to really commit to, well, getting some damage dealt there, right? So, getting himself the siege tank, the missile turrets, and those types of things are gonna add up eventually. Needs to get more of those Niduses out and about though, but Dream, he's on top of just scouting around to see where there's more Niduses now being constructed. Oh my, even getting this hatchery in the 6 o'clock. Not too bad, just 3 Cyclones there. Being able to pick that one off.
Yeah, it looks like we're heading into the kind of the late game as both players are kind of massing up their army a bit. Rainer, he's maxed out. Dream a little bit a ways from maxing out there. But I think Rainer at this point he needs to start getting the high techs. He does have the high finish. He needs to start getting maybe a greater spire or something.
Yeah, he will be able to just trade inefficiently here though, of course, because he does have such a crazy economy. While also being able to trade efficiently because he has the Swarmost, which is kind of a weird thing, but you know, it's how it's working out right now for him. Yeah, Dream definitely taking quite a punch there, didn't he? Jeez Louise. His army supply not really up there anymore after that one. Just doesn't have seemingly the Hellions or Hellbats to hold back the Locust or the Lynx here. And then also together with those Banelings being able to blow up any that are available. Man.
It's really, really low amount of siege tanks here.
They're making this look easy right now. Think more of the Locust. Once again, being able to pick up some units there. Army supply still for Rainer quite heavily in his favor. What do you do as Dream right now? So,
I mean, pretty hard to say. Well, he definitely needs to just prolong the game. You know, with planetaries, with siege tanks and cyclones and hellbats, they're pretty efficient usually. So if he can just hold on and build up to that 200 supply and then do a really nice engagement, then he could definitely turn this series. I mean, not the series, the game around. He's got the 9 o'clock, I guess the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock ish base established during that engagement. So as long as he kind of stabilizes, he should be still okay.
Yep. What do you think about just getting Thors into this mix as well? Because of course they kind of you know what, with the AoE damage, some of them they will be able to shoot down the Swarmost. They will be able to kind of provide shelter for those battle cruisers who now continuously are being troubled by the Corruptors. And you know what, those Banelings, they won't do that well against those Thors either, but I definitely feel like that's just a bit of a crucial part here. Definitely seems like Dream is trying to bank on the Cyclones to provide an opening for his battle cruisers here, but yeah, I'm not quite sure if it's working out against the overall Baneling numbers and Roach numbers that Rainer's throwing at him. And also, of course, all this creep spread that he has, making it quite easy for him to just get great overall fights against those battle mech units.
Yeah, I mean the advantage of Cyclones and Hellions is that you can kite, but I think with Thors, even though you can't kite, they're a lot more beefier. They can shell out a lot of damage. So you know, sometimes you gotta like kind of juggle between the two. I think you can survive the mid game with Cyclone and Hellion, but then in the late game you gotta transition to Thors, I think.
Okay, I think you know what, the overall strategy here of calling Rainer's mom something horrible in his whispers kind of backfired here, because Rainer's he's just rampaging everywhere across the map right now. He is slapping Dream down, and this is just not looking pretty for him anymore. I mean, I'm starting to feel sorry for Dream here. This is... oh my dear lord. Rainer, you absolute beast. What a man. What a guy. Look at that. Easy peasy for this man. Well then. I mean...
There. And he will advance to the semifinals. So congratulations to him. You can catch him tomorrow, of course, in the semifinals as we conclude our playoffs.
We're gonna have Rainer versus Innovation there.
Oh, that is gonna be sweet.
Yeah, best of 5. Rainer versus Innovation. Of course, Dream not out of this one just yet, right? Still has a chance to get himself further into the tournament, but he's gonna have to go up against either Stats or Trap, which is the next series we're gonna be doing here. Nerve Zerg again. I don't think that's gonna happen, sir. I'm sorry. It's well, I mean, it is gonna happen, but then to do it again, it's gonna be rough. I don't think that's gonna happen. It was too late for Thor's, I fear, is what Akon says. Yeah, at that point it definitely was, but...
Yeah, and his economy was getting shattered. His planetary was going down, so he didn't even have enough resources to make production of those doors.
Yep. A couple of times though, when we were watching the factory production tab, I thought like, alright, he's going back into Cyclones again. He's remaking those Cyclones. I'm not quite sure why, but he is, so... Well, alright. Here we go. Let's see if it works this time around.
We see CynicalDeath really happy with Rainer's advancements.
Yeah, man. Yeah, me too. Me too. We could actually have a PvP as well in the upper bracket there, right? I mean, if Trap or Stats, one of them manage to advance, it's going to be a PvP. Otherwise, you know what, if you're hoping to avoid that, you're going to have to cheer for Dream here to be able to take on whoever wins this next series, right?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to go onto the Korean server. Let's go ahead and...
Right. I'm not sure if they did their vetoes. I'm quickly gonna try and see if I can do an ad break, guys, so it won't start in the middle of the game. So, 1 second. Be right back. Well, 60 seconds. Alright, be right back. Oh, it's working. It's working again. I'm allowed to do it again. Thank you, Twitch.
Nice.
Lovely. Lovely. Makes me feel so professional, you know? Alright, so as that is going, we're gonna have to wait to see what they're gonna veto. Maybe they already did the vetoes, right? That's a possibility as well. Yeah, some people just don't have ads because of the region they live in, or just the web browser that they use with the add-ons installed that they use.
Yep.
Good conversation. Thank you, Twitch chat Grandmaster. That's some solid advice. I'm not sure if that's that's some solid, nice words. A lot of Koreans here. Yeah, it's right, actually. I've been noticing a lot of Koreans. What's up, Kini? How you doing? Also, thank you all for the follows, guys. Much appreciated. We are Alpha X. We do a lot of tournaments like these. Alpha X. This is not the only tournament we have running right now. We're looking into getting a lot more tournaments going. There's no delay either. That's right. We're just doing it live. These guys are pros. If they get caught cheating, they'll be in a whole lot more trouble than you could even imagine. Anyway. Yeah, Alpha X, a great community, a great team. Overall, a lot of events that we host. We have players that participate in events for us. We have people, you know what, talking to sponsors and stuff like that, trying to get them to invest into the prize pools for the players that participate in those, well, these types of tournaments. And you know what, the infrastructure of Alpha X, of course, would not be here if it wasn't for everybody that is watching. All the support that we get, all the subs that we get, the follows, the viewers, and you know what, all the support on the Match Arena page as well. People checking it out, doing those, you know what, overall codes, or the surveys that is available right now. Adding to the prize pool that way, buying the replay packs, whatever it is you're doing, or even just telling your friends about what is happening here. It's very much appreciated, guys. We could not do it without you, and yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah, definitely. Really appreciate everyone who's supporting the channel as well as contributed to the prize pool over at Matcherino. So yeah, just sending hearts here, virtual hearts through the screen.
Want me to make a heart for the screen?
Sure.
I thought
You
that's
got the webcam going?
Of course, of course. I even have your webcam on right now.
Oh, right.
That's right.
My webcam is just
Luckily, you've
lagging.
been smiling, and luckily you've dressed up today as well.
Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
got your clothes on. Although you know it does seem to be a little bit slacking. Just a choker there on your neck, but
Yeah, it's a dog collar that
oh right. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's right.
yeah. In case you wanna, go on a walk with me.
Hmm. No, I'm okay. We'll just play StarCraft instead. All right. We will. We have to buy Snoopy a webcam. I think you have a webcam. Do you?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Well then. Can Chosen wear a choker too? No, it's not happening. It's not happening. I don't have one. First and foremost. Although
I'm trying to imagine.
if you buy me a choker, I might wear it for like a series or something. I don't know. Anyway, Khalifra64, thank you for that follow. Kugsdud, 95, 978. Yeah, boy knows. We choose 69. Well, thank you. Much appreciated those follows. Hope to see you around some more. Don't tempt me. Nice. What have you signed yourself up for? It's just a match or something, right? It should be okay. It should be okay. Soon I'll have like those African tribes where they have the neck rings that your neck just becomes longer and longer. It's gonna be me with chokers after what I just said. I'm just gonna have like a prolonged neck, elongated there. Beer Evolved as well, joining in right there. Thank you so much, dude. Snoopy, are you still here?
Yep, I'm just
Okay.
reading the chat. Beer
Nice.
Evolved saying, when's the next match? It's about to happen really soon. We're in the lobby, about to start the game. Just waiting for the players to go confirm.
It's
They're ready.
40 minutes from now. And we're just not gonna have to keep talking. And oh no, never mind. Actually, it's 1 second. Oh my, that's a bit of a difference. Anyway, people are gonna buy you a webcam, and they're gonna buy me a choker. So
Just buy me dog food. I'm good.
All right, yeah, sure. Do you actually have another dog around there, or is there do you have an actual
No,
dog
I'm
instead
the
of a cartoon
only dog.
dog?
There's a bird here which is named Peacock.
Peacock the bird. Right, okay. Can we send you cartoon dog food as well, or?
Sure. I mean, I think I heard a rumor that if you subscribe to the Twitch channel, you send a portion of the money to getting me dog food. Wink, wink.
Ah, nice. Right, yeah. If we could elude you all to that subscription button, if you have yourself a Twitch Prime Aruno, that's just one simple click away. Getting yourself all the cool Alpha X emotes, supporting the channel, and feeling good about yourself overall, of course. Getting access to a couple of replay packs as well, I believe. As long as you're in the Discord.
Yeah, the Alpha Pro Series replays, and also you can also bypass the ads if you're a sub.
That's right. Can you opt into the ads if you're still a sub?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, anyway, let's do the introductions. Who do you fancy out of these two?
Let's go with the top right side. Is the blue Protoss player from Africa Freaks. It is Stats.
Right. In the bottom left side, we have ourselves the red Protoss. He is fighting for Jinna Green Wings. He is Trapu. I came prepared. Already had his name up there with the barcode. I don't know what it is with Trap, but every time when you see a Protoss with a barcode playing in some tournaments online, you know it's Trap. You know it's him. He doesn't do this in GSL, does he? Do they make like special GSL accounts actually for this? They could, right?
I have no idea. Probably. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, these both players are really decent on their scouting. Of course, the PvP has a lot of proxy cheeses plays, and both players have done a wonderful job scouting both their proxy pylons. Now they're not doing any proxy structures like a Robo or a Stargate, but it's something that you can send your units to snipe off, which it looks like Trap is gonna snipe off this pylon here.
Wait up a moment. Is that just a one block entrance to Stats' base? Don't you normally see the double, so your Archons can't go through?
No, I think you should be able to fit through, right? With the Stalker at least?
Yeah, with a Stalker, but with an Archon you won't be able to.
Oh yeah, not with the Archon. Yeah, the Archon too fat.
Stats. Interesting. Yeah, 4 Stalkers, they do beat 4 Adepts here. You're gonna need yourself 2 more Adepts, it looks like. Well, -1. That's not a good sign. Okay, we'll be able to get 2 more with the Warp Scenes now. You know what? A small trade in favor for Trap there. Nothing too crucial, I'd say. I mean, Stat's still in a pretty good position here. Has a whole lot of Adepts. You don't see this many Adepts usually, do you? In the early pods.
Yeah, I mean, usually you'll see maybe 4, 6 at max, but yeah, this is a lot of Adept here.
8.
Ooh, nice block there. Oh, but he's actually gonna get top of the Stalkers.
What a crazy man! And gets out with most of them, I suppose, right? Yeah, pretty much. Just loses 1 and kills off 2 sentries. That's pretty good. Oh, but in his main base, though. Okay, never mind. So that's gonna be GG, guys. We know how this story goes.
Well, Stats has his own Adepts, so he can at least snipe those a bit faster, because Adepts do extra damage to light units.
Yeah, it helps out quite a bit, of course. But you know what? Like the Adepts that just kill work is so incredible. Wait, Adept Shades block Adept Shades?
Yep.
What?
Yep, they
How
can.
did I never know this.
You learn something new every day, right?
Need to play myself some Protoss.
Now, I wish Blizzard would allow Force Fuse to block Adept Shade, because that would be a lot easier.
No.
But unfortunately, they don't.
I don't even like these Shades blocking the Shades, honestly. Seems a bit ridiculous to me. Ah, that's alright. I guess it's ridiculous enough that it doesn't find that many uses that many times anyway. Dicky, thank you for the follow. Welcome to our little StarCraft 2 abode. Ensemble. Oh my. These Dabs really gunning for it there. Taking on 1 more sentry. Losing a couple himself as well. I think he lost like 2 more Adepts there. Subish as well, joining in with that follow there. PvP. You should know more about PvP. Tell me, Snoopy, what are they planning here? What are these gateways? Are these normal amount of gateways, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you're... It looks like... Oh, wait, actually, let's hold that thought. There's a little bit of harass here with the Warp Prism and...
Alright, it's fine. It's fine. Ignore it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah, so basically, Stats, you can see, he's throwing down a bunch of gateways. So he's going a big timing attack with a +2, I believe, or a +1. Oh, it looks like +1. He started his upgrades a bit later. He's starting to throw down his Templar Archive. So it's going to be a charge lot, a Mortal Archon type of composition, just a timing attack. Now it's going to be important for Trap to recognize this with a hallucinated scout or something and see this coming and start throwing down a bunch shield batteries, because right now he's only working off of 6 gateways. Now he's just throwing down his 7th and 8th way. It's going to be a lot later than Stats 7th and 8th gateway. So he's going to have to rely on shield battery to defend against this.
Okay, okay. Because, I mean, Trap did look like he wanted to get a little bit aggressive there, right? He had all his targets out on the map, but then because of those adepts that did come in, he was kind of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't move in here. Oh my.
Yeah, it looks like
Shield batteries, man. Always there. Always there to protect those little sentries. Or any other Protoss unit. Double Immortal drop here into the main base. The War Prism gets gunned down though. That's probably not that great. Okay, has the recall. Loses one. Doesn't lose the second one. That was questionable. Good efforts though. Let's call it a good effort. Worthy attempt to get some damage done there.
All right, looks like interesting enough, Stats has decided to just lay back for the time being, while Trap look for the attack here. Now, Trap, he does have his this +1 is just finished. He's actually going for +2. I'm wondering if he's going to wait for +2 to finish, but that's going to be quite a long time. So it's going to come down to the engagement as well as the Warp Prism micro of both players.
Trap was like, alright, well that was really cool actually, doing the double Immortal drop in my base. Let me just try to do that as well. See if it goes better for me. But at the same time, of course, he is coming in with his forces on this right side. And that's a good maneuver, of course, kind of keeping Stats busy in the main base. Stats not really falling for it though, keeps most of his stuff around. And has plenty of Zealots together with those Archons to push Trap back on this side, but you know what, with a warp in of those Zealots on the top side and the Immortals, this might still be kind of a scary place for Stats here. Stats still chasing down those Archons with just a bunch of Zealots. Archons, they do counter Zealots, but not if there's just too many of them. Loses both those Immortals though. And only a couple of Zealots now remaining for both these players across the map, and things kind of equalized once again, don't they?
Well, I feel like that was a bit of a discombobulated attack by Trap. And that kind of allowed Stats to be able to defend, as I think like a few chunk of his army was kind of just retreating all the way back. But Stats, remember, he got the earlier third Nexus. Trap just finishes his third Nexus. Hasn't even been saturated yet. And you can see it reflected in the worker supply, as Stats is ahead by about 8.
Yeah, this is true. And it's also, of course, that army supply not looking all that sweet for Trap right now. He does have a lot of Archons, but overwhelming forces for Stats there.
Yeah, the perfect time.
Destroys. The perfect time for what, Snoopy?
Oh, it was a perfect time for Stats to attack because Trap's +2 was about to finish. So it was just like right before it finished. Stats got on top of it. But I don't think it even really mattered because his overall army supply numbers were just much higher.
That's nice. That is nice. All right, yeah. So an interesting attack for Trap there, kind of backfiring on him, and Stats just having a much better trade, I suppose, than Trap did, right? And then it's kind of overwhelming with the overall left forces. If we look at the army tab, actually, quickly, yeah, well, I'll tell you guys about it. You can kind of see it right there, right on the right side. Definitely a big drop there for Trap his forces. Only a tiny one for Stats. It always snowballs in this game, right? I mean, it snowballs so quickly as well. If you start losing a fight, then if you start losing it a little bit, suddenly it becomes like a really big bit, and then when you're at that point, it's like, oh my dear Lord, Wardy! What a host! What a host, dude! Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for the raid, Wardy.
Much appreciated. You go have yourself some food and sleep, like, just for a couple of hours a day. We worry about you, man. We worry about you. It's like, it's really cool. That's really cool to see, man. Thanks so much. Anyway, so yeah, as I was saying, as soon as you kind of start losing the fight, it starts to snowball and it becomes worse and worse and worse, and then it's just like, yeah, if you stay in that fight, there's just no way to make that comeback happen anymore. Alright guys, welcome to the Alpha X CynicalDeath tournament. It's a tournament in honor of CynicalDeath, a guy that is just amazing at updating everything on Liquipedia, wherever it's necessary, whenever it's needed to. He helps out Wardy a lot as well, I hear. So that's pretty cool to see. Anyway, so yeah, go give a huge shout out to CynicalDeath for helping everyone out in the StarCraft 2 community to know what the hell is happening in the StarCraft 2 scene. And yeah, we're in the, what is this, loser match right now. It's a GSL format tournament, so after this one we will still have the winner of this one going up against a Dream, who did manage to beat, it was Stats. He did manage to beat Stats there beforehand. Alright. Thank you all for those follows, much appreciated. I might have to turn down the follow thing in a moment here, depending on how long that is going to keep going. I appreciate it, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, introducing in the bottom right side, the blue Protoss, Afrika Freaks' Stats.
And spawning here at the top left is the red Protoss player from Generic Green Wings. It is Trap.
Right, man. Oh, it's such a nice sound, isn't it? Just, it's like having one of those wind chimes, but then it's followers instead of a wind chime. I love it. I love it. Much appreciated, guys. Anyway, all right. Good, 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 good. There is a probe scouting now for Stats. In the bottom left, we have a pylon going down, though. It's not where you're scouting now, is it, Stats? He doesn't know. Don't blame him, guys. Don't blame him. There's no way he can really know. It's just a matter of luck at this point.
This is looking to be a proxy building of some sort. We'll see what he does go for as soon as he does have enough resources.
Does it feel like a Stargate to you?
Yeah, I think possibly. No, yeah, it looks like, yeah, yep, Stargate.
It's just whenever they put it down on this bottom line here, I always think like, alright, well that's a good way to fly something in. That's
yeah,
nice thing.
I wasn't 100% sure if he was going to go Stargate, but only because he did open up with 2 Stalkers. And usually when you see a Stargate play, you go open up with 2 Adepts because you know, save a bit of gas to get that faster Stargate. So, but weirdly enough, it looks like he did go for the Stargate even after opening with 2 Stalkers. So this might be a little bit of a mind game, but I don't think Stats will be too freaked out.
Yeah, he is checking every corner though. He's really trying to figure out what is coming his way. So far, not happening just yet. Not quite figuring it out. He is making a shield battery in his main base. That's going to help out quite tremendously. We'll need to have those double oracles here to really deal the damage there. Thank you for hosting this tournament for me and all the guys watching CynicalDeath, and the girls, of course, as well. For a moment there, I thought he said, I'm not sure if I should say this, but I thought he said, thank you for hosting and getting this tournament for me and all the girls as well. We're getting him all the girls this way, of course. He's famous now. Right, status trap, you know what, those are always still a potential threat here. Stats never did go for the expansion. But you know what, I mean, Stats has so many more stocks now because of that Stargate first and foremost, and not going for the Nexus as quickly. So, looks like he will be able to clean this up. Trap does have that sentry, so I would imagine he's going to be able to hold on to that front door of his for now. But that's already quite a bit of damage dealt, right? Even with that pretty reasonable status trap. Causing a big red spike there for a second. I mean, this is still pretty darn rough. But we do have Immortals. Immortals are pretty good, right? Right?
Yeah, but they're not good against Sentry because they can't really force through. So, gotta be careful because that's just warped in the Sentry right there to help with this.
You think he should prioritize on a War Prism here instead of the Immortals? But then again, you kind of need to double Immortal, right? To really afterwards have that War Prism breakthrough. Yeah, I think this is the right call from Trap. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean he had the Immortal already researching,
Yeah.
so might as well, I guess, finish it.
True.
Wait, does he scout this? Okay.
I think he might. I think he very well might. Sees those two Adepts as well. That's also a big deal. He's going to chase them down. I'm not sure if he's still going to check this corner, though. Will lose his Warping Pylon here in the middle of the map, but at the same time, it's going to discontinue the Stargate production.
Yeah, but it should be fine. I mean, he has 2 Oracles, and that's what you really, really want, because 2 Oracles can kind of one-shot a probe. So as long as you have 2 Oracles, you have enough energy for Revelation or Stasis Traps or probe sniping.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, this Status Trap. Oh, Stat sees it. I think he must have seen it, right? He really moved backwards there. Oh my god, that would have been massive if that army actually, half of it would get caught. That would have been GG right there.
Pretty much.
You know, coming in with the Oracles back into the main base. Now with 2 of them, we'll be able to one-shot those probes. Doing quite a bit of damage there. Bringing stats down on the overall work count once again. But you know what? He's not really bringing a lot of trouble to the front door just yet. Stats sending more of those Stalkers towards the 2 Oracles, though. Tries to really deal with it here. This is a precarious situation that he's finding himself in. Oh, I see. He's trying to anticipate that War Prism as well, perhaps into the main base, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's a good call, because, I mean, he doesn't have a War Prism himself. He doesn't have a recall energy into his main base. So if Trap somehow manages to get, even in single sentry, right, he could force field stats out of his own main base. So this does seem to be quite crucial. Actually,
yeah, look at that. Oh boy.
Okay, Trap not just gonna fly it in blindly here. Luckily for him. Stats gets a scout on that disrupt attack here as well, by the way, and also the robotics facility, or the robotics bay, I should say. Researching something, and we know it's the War Prism speed. Could be extended thermal lance as well, but see if Stats is gonna take any action upon this. Trying to talk down those Immortals. Of course, not the quickest way to really deal with this, but I don't think he has much of another choice here. I think he has the stuff.
Now, finally, I think the game has somewhat kind of stabilized. It seems like Trap is retreating. I think overall, that was pretty even trade there. Both players are kind of tied in workers. And we do see that Trap, though, has the disruptors, which is going to be the kind of deciding factor. It's going to come down to how well he can connect with those Protoss ball. But, oh, here we go. He's going to go ahead and drop those disruptors right in front.
So far, not getting the shots just yet. Keeping them inside of those disruptors. Playing it cool. There you have it. Massive connection. Right on top of the sentries and, well, a couple of Stalkers too. Not too bad.
I'm so confused though. Why Stats has not yet incorporated a War Prism with his army? I think that would definitely be helpful.
Yeah, you can pick up against the disruptors as well, I suppose. I think he just kind of wanted to get those Phoenixes out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, but he's still kind of on the Immortal production, so I don't know. I think he probably should warp in or start making a War Prism soon.
Yep.
But yeah, those Phoenixes will help out against those disruptors. You can lift them up, and that will disable the disruptor ball from blasting away.
Yep. Yeah, it's such a good counter, honestly. It's a shame that it's in the Protoss arsenal, isn't it?
Well, look at this. It looks like Trap. He's adding a Colossus here. Interestingly enough, but only one. He's doesn't really got any thermal lance going, so it's just to either trick him or use it to kind of help with the charge lot in the front.
Yeah. No, we really got to give props to Trap here. I mean, he was quite far behind in this game overall, right? He lost his Nexus. He lost a good amount of units. He just kind of held on casually on the top side of his ramp. Managed to do good harassment with those oracles, and now look at him. He's in a banging spot to take this one. And I wouldn't be too surprised if we see him just take this, honestly. Okay, he's being a little bit careful here with those disruptors. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Just, oh my Snoopy. Hold my hand, Snoopy. Oh, here he comes again. Needs to lift it up, does get it, but loses. Almost loses a Phoenix there for the cost of it. Doesn't seem like something you can keep doing forever. Those force fields are magnificent. Stats just barely not in time to move backwards. The shield batteries have to work overtime here, but I feel like this might just be too much to handle for the blue Protoss. Trying his hard out with the micro here, with the Immortals and the War Prism, finally incorporating that. He does have a single disruptor now, does get a reasonable connection, but looking at the army supply here, this is telling quite a horrendous tale. GG is called, and we go up 1-1 now. Trap brings it back.
Woohoo, sweet. Get ourselves a third match. Decide who will go ahead and move on to face against Dream in the decisive series. But yeah, well done there by Trap.
Incredibly so. Yeah, I'm very much impressed by Trap. Very well played. He showed patience, he showed versatility, he showed just overall kind of realizing, pathing out the way he might still be able to take this one, and walking that path very, very nicely. I think also stats may have dropped some of the overall... well, he kind of dropped the ball here and there with some cases, I would say, right? He definitely didn't play that perfectly in the lead that he had acquired. I feel like he could have gotten more stuff done, but... oh well.
Yeah, especially since he didn't really suffer any probe kills from that initial Orco.
Yep.
I mean, he had the shield batteries all set up, so he's all good. He's well defended there. And then once the second Orco, the two Orco attack came, he only lost like 4 pros, but he had his second Nexus way earlier, so it wasn't too detrimental. He was able to kind of chrono boost those probes out and catch back up, and yeah. But Trap with some nice plays there, get the disruptor shots. So, I mean, kind of a textbook solid overall PvP there.
Yep. When you're behind, go disruptor, and well, that was more that Trap did right there, of course. But yeah, it definitely was a part of it, getting some good connections and forcing stats into that Phoenix count as well. Pretty darn cool to see. You think the Colossus could just been thrown in there, because that is still an interesting unit, right? To kind of have in the mix there all of a sudden. Do you think it was like somewhat of a unit to also mess up with the Phoenix micro a little bit or something like that? Or
yeah, possibly, because if you have Phoenix against disruptors, and but then there's a Colossus there, you're like, oh, do I lift up the disruptor? Do I snipe the War Prism, or do I snipe off the Colossus? Like, you gotta, there's like 3 options that you gotta force your opponent to make.
It might be too crazy, but would you also not be able to kind of put that Colossus, his face, on top of the disruptor, so it becomes harder to click as well?
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're in that poking phase, I suppose more so, right? Once the fight is going on, good luck trying to do that, right? Have fun trying to do stuff like that. But, I mean, if you're just like army versus army, I feel like that is a possibility, right? Maybe you could have done that the same, though, with hallucinations. So I'm still not 100% sure why that Colossus was there. It could have been a misclick too, right? It could have been like the Swarm host we see always from the Zerg misclick. But hey, who knows? Who knows? Anyway, introducing in the top left side, we have ourselves Jin Air Green Wings' Trap.
And spawning here at the bottom right, we have our blue Protoss from Freaka Freaks. Is Stats.
Alright, once again we have a pylon here coming down on the other side of town. I don't think this will be used as a proxy location though, right? It's more so one of those locations where you just kind of want to hide the fact that you just have a normal pylon, a normal second pylon. I say normal, but just a second pylon without a proxy. And then as soon as Stats kind of sees the second pylon missing, he's going to be scratching his head and perhaps move some probes around across the map, lose a little bit of mining time. And then you already have a pylon just chilling here as well to scout for later parts of the game.
Yeah, I mean, with the kind of the position of that proxy pylon, I definitely don't think it's going to be anything that's committed to it. We do see that the probe here forced that. Oh, nice block there. So Trap kind of trying to hide things.
He's prepared. He's like, alright, this is what's going to happen if you try this with Adept Shades. Believe me. You know, he's still going to try it. Still sending those Adepts across. Both of them, actually. Stargate. Stargate versus the Robo. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Snoopy, but doesn't that usually kind of benefit the Stargate player?
Yeah. I think on paper, Stargate does kind of counter Robo play, while I think Twilight kind of sort of counter Stargate play. But yeah, we'll see if how Stats can react to this. Now, because he opened up with a double Adept, and then a Starker, he has not yet been able to scout this, especially since his probe was denied. So he's gonna have to wait for the sentries to pop out, and then start being able to kind of adapt to the Stargate playstyle.
Yeah. Yeah. So it can still go both ways. Oh my dear lord.
Oh wow!
He actually goes for it as well. I don't think he realized that was an Immortal there. I think that Immortal was brilliantly hidden by Stats. And Trap thinking he would have been able to get more done than he really could in that situation. Right? There's no way he would have gone in there if he saw that Immortal as well. What do you think? What do you think, Snoopy?
Hard to say, but I mean, I'm actually surprised that he didn't dive in with the Orko, because there's actually no shield battery in the main base, so that might have been a little bit of a mistake, but I think he's a little bit worried here because there is a counterattack here by Stats.
Yeah, he used a lot of that energy to build a status trap, so doesn't really have too much energy now to commit, but you know what, in he comes. Still has two of them, of course, two stocks here as well, though, making that micro a little bit more difficult, and chases him off without is that without a single probe kill, really? Just one?
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want. And now here Stats is knocking at the front door with a Warp Prism along with it too, so it's going to get pretty scary here very soon for our Red Protoss.
He even made a Void Ray.
Yeah, he definitely needs to make something to have any firepower to help defend against this.
I mean, he does have Phoenix as well, so can lift up that Immortal. He's trying to target down the Warp Prism here, I believe, with that Void Ray, but you know, the Void Ray, kind of a targetable unit as well, but for those Stalkers, and wow, this looks like quite a sweep of, well, GG. There you have it, Stats brings the Fury across the map here with just superior Stalker numbers, and Trapnel really being able to get much done with those Oracles. Actually, I didn't pay attention to this, but did Stats once again get that Nexus a lot later rather than Traps?
I don't recall.
Because that might also be a reason why Stats had so many more units, right? Because we saw that in the previous game, and it would kind of make sense that that is just kind of part of his build, right? In a way.
Yeah, I mean, when you open the kind of the Robo gateway, you automatically have a bit more heavy ground units to start off with compared to the Stargate player. And if you don't get any damage done with those Oracles, if you don't make any kind of Phoenixes that can help against the push that Stats was going for, because you know, imagine it's a Phoenix to take down the Warp Prism and then lift off the Immortals as well as the other units. I think Trap would have been able to win that, but Stats who already was going for a heavy kind of aggression play, while Trap opened up with two Oracles that did nothing, then automatically Trap had like way, way, way less units.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Alright, they're doing the vetoes right now. I'm gonna go to the toilet real quick. I'm gonna leave you to maybe do some match arena shoutouts as I run another 60-second ad break if we are allowed. We're not allowed. Alright, good luck, Snoopy. Be right back.
All right. All right, for you guys that are just joining in, we are about to begin our last series of the day. This is to determine who will be the last person to advance to the semifinals. Unfortunately for Trap, he does get eliminated from this group. So he will go home, unfortunately. But there's still hope left for Stats as well as Dream, which will be our upcoming series. Now, we do have a Matcherino page set up for this event. But thanks to all you guys, the coupon codes has all been used. But there are additional ways to help contribute to the prize pool if you wish to do so. There are sponsor quests. There's even a survey quest we can help donate or contribute $1 for free. But then if you do want to also kind of get the replays, all the replays from this entire tournament, you can do so by getting the replay pack for $10. So if you want to go ahead and get the replays and study the build orders or study a strategy that one of these players have implemented in this event and in this tournament, you can do so. And definitely, I think the players will appreciate it because that replay pack, $10 for buying the replay pack, goes into the overall prize pool. So it does help out the players. And welcome back, Killzone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. So yeah, go check it out, guys. Do as Snoopy tells you to. He's a good boy. Alright, yeah, so it's a rematch between Dream and Stats. The previous time we saw Stats and Dream kind of fight, of course, we had that first game, which was a little bit of a... How do you call this? I'm not sure how you are supposed to call this. That first game between Stats and Dream, it was an interesting one. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Stats summoning his inner SOS here a little bit, proxying a Nexus into Dream space. I don't think we're going to be seeing that again.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out the last 2 times he's used it. It failed against Innovation, and then it once again failed against Dream.
Yeah, and like the way it failed as well was like so incredibly different, right? It was, well, both kind of just a counterattack, but then like the counterattacks, they were so different and so far apart that, you know, I'm kind of now struggling to see like, all right, against what does this work, right? So in what scenario, what does the Terran do that this would actually bring you to a victory? Because we've seen him do it twice now. There must be some way, right, that this works. Otherwise, I don't think we would be seeing the proxy nexus that many times.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if he went for a follow-up DT or something, because both times he pulled out that build,
Yeah,
he transitioned to Blink Stalkers, which hasn't really helped him defend the counter push. And so maybe if he can transition to DTs or something, he can kind of delay the Terran even further and then start transitioning into Blink play.
I mean, it is what SOS did, right? So as well, it would make sense. Yeah, you know, I like that. I kind of like that. It seems like a good idea. But yeah. All right. Well, anyway, Stats vs Dream. The rematch, I'm just hoping that, you know, I'm kind of hoping that we're going to see it again. I don't think we will, but I kind of want to see this work now, you know what I mean? I want to see this actually giving him a victory and then being like, you see, you see, this is pretty good, guys. It's a viable strategy.
Yeah, then all the protoss in the world will start doing it, right?
Yeah, it's going to be the one build on ladder this week. Most likely. Anyway. Yeah, guys, we are in the countdown. Simulacrum will be our first map. The French rum. I heard Cranky Ducklings, the caster, saying that this was in fact the pirate rum map. Which was kind of funny. It was a funny man. Anyway. Let me get rid of that name tag, guys. We don't need that anymore. He's out. He's out of the tournament. Who could have guessed Trap going out first? And not in a good way. He didn't get out to the playoffs. No, sir. No, sir, indeed. He just went out to buy cigarettes right now because that's all that's left to do for him. Anyway, in the top left side, we have ourselves a red Terran player fighting for Brave Star. He is... he is a dream.
And spawning here at the bottom right, we have our blue Protoss player from Freaka Freaks. It is... Who is... None other than... Stats. By the way,
yeah?
how... I'm just wondering, curious, why did Cranky Dunkling say this is the pirate run map? Because there's no water or anything. I would imagine that.
I think it's because there's rum in the name.
Ah,
and
okay.
rum is considered to be a pirate drink, so... And he mentioned that it's the rum that makes your babies grow hair on their bellies.
What?
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Kind of got stuck in my head there for now.
Yeah, I can't get the imagination out of my head now.
Nope. It's impossible. I tried for a couple of hours now. Anyway, also they said they do not consent giving rum to babies, but you know what? I don't feel like I'm inclined to. I'm just gonna have to say that's what they said, and then they told you not to do that. So I feel like we're in the clear for that one now, right?
Right.
Okay. So what's happening in this game right now?
Looks like we actually have a reactor going down for Dream, along with a second barracks. Now, the previous time he did that, it was a 2 racks, double marine, 2 medevacs marine push.
Yep.
That did not work out. Stats was able to kind of shut that down pretty easily. So let's see if Stats can do it once again. He did go for Blink Stalker that time around, and it looks like he's throwing down a Twilight Council, which kind of signals to me that he might go for the same build, and it might actually be Deja Vu.
Yeah. Did he win that game? Didn't he win that game?
Yeah, he won that game.
Yeah, it's the one game that he did win. Oh mighty, that gets in here as well. Let's see what he actually saw, because that adept can't see very far. He sees a tech lab and he sees this factory being created, so would love to get in there one more time to verify what building is here. And he doesn't get the chance to, so he's not quite certain as what is being, well, I guess he kind of does, right? Because how? Yeah, he should do, because he saw the factory not being done yet, so.
Yeah, it can't be a starport or anything, so.
What else can it be, right?
Yeah, it has to be a barracks, unless he's going for double factory, but that's not usually,
unless if he flew his barracks over to build a tech lab and then back over here again on the reactor, but it's unlikely situation. I mean, it's not the same thing from Stats here. There is a Dark Shrine on the way. Robotics facility as well to accompany that. Getting himself a pylon on this potential 4th base kind of location. Oh, he gets scouted though by the Reaper perhaps. The Reaper, oh, is he gonna get in here? Yes, he does. He clicks it. He's aware. He knows. That's absolutely devastating actually for Stats, as well as that pylon being picked off. And now also the second pylon also being spotted. Also gonna get picked off. This is just going from bad to worse here, I'd say, for Stats.
Yeah, now there's nowhere to kind of proxy warp those DTs, so he's gonna have to warp in back at home, and he's actually gonna go ahead and even throw down a warp prism along with it.
Yeah, he's gonna have to fly those DTs in this time around, but you know what, Dream is gonna have so much time to prepare now. Not only did he scout the Dark Templar Shrine, that's what it's called, and on top of that, he killed off those pylons, right? So that's a massive delay in when those DTs can arrive. And they're actually just walking across right now. How does that make you feel? It's like when you missed your bus, right? And then you're just like, oh, you have to walk.
Yeah, that's not a great walk, especially since this map is pretty far. But the War
Yep.
Prison is finally gonna join up with those DTs. But look at that, the Marines are ready in
Just a
position.
single
to fight down.
medevac though, right? Oh wait, you were talking about these ones. Yes! Yes, these Marines, that's pretty smart actually. Just a single, sending out a single medevac to the defense. But you know what, Dream getting a little bit, I would say, greedy here. Well, no wait, there is in fact a missile turret in between the factory and the starport there. For a moment I felt like, did he only build, really? Did he only build a single one? Not the case, not the case at all. Anyway, does manage to get 5 probe kills on the other side here with that drop. And oh my dear lord, that's a massive pickoff right now as well. Dream, he is not giving stats any room to breathe now. And everything seems to be falling apart here for the blue Protoss of the Freaky Freaks.
I'm a little bit afraid here for stats because when you go for DT openings like that, you're not going to have a lot on the ground in terms of pure brute force. Looks like he is going to go ahead and try to transition to Colossus, but if Dream decides to, if he wanted to actually pull those SCVs and go for an all-in, I think he could have actually outright killed Stats. But let's see if Stats can hold on here with the one Colossus.
Yep, I like the Marines spreading out here, trying to figure out what the where the army composition of Stats is. And you know what, there's one Colossus forcing that siege tank back a little bit, so that's nice. We might still be able to get some work done though, of course. It's gonna move away now. Alright. Just gunning for the Stalker though. Instead seeing the medevacs first and foremost, and that's a bad omen. You're gonna have to realize, alright, probably the rest of the army on the way as well. These zealots being microed against quite heavily. Nice stutter step so far, but you know what, the siege tank does fall. There's another siege tank on the way, but just a single siege tank, a lot harder to leapfrog yourself forwards. And you know what, he just forgets all about that. Straight up fights, drops with the medevac right here into the main base. But a quick warp in for Stats is available and will be able to kind of hold this off until the rest of the sources arrive.
Yeah, so overall, pretty, I guess, decent hold. But Dream was able to establish or make the third base. The worker count are pretty even. Got also the +1 upgrade advantage. So I'll say that even though he Stats was able to clean it up, it was a little bit of a pretty efficient trade there for Dream as he got the initial concave and was able to kind of ferry his units once all the ground was cleaned up. He was able to ferry it up to the main base. So not a pretty bad engagement there.
Yeah, honestly, I thought Dream was going to be able to get a lot more done there, considering how it all started for Stats here. But you know what? Nice micro on those Colossi. And I mean, yeah. Well, I guess it's an equal amount of workers now. Army supply in Dream's favor, so he is still ahead overall. But I thought he would be further ahead. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, we do see the Ghost Academy going down here for the Terran player. Now, on the other hand, it looks like Stats actually doing, I guess, researching Blink DTs. Nothing like researching Blink DTs in the 9-minute mark.
Wait a moment.
But there we go.
I just kind of noticed actually, Game Hard doesn't work with Blink DTs, does it? You don't see the icon on the Dark Shrine.
No, you see it. It's between the charge lot upgrade and the +2.
No, I mean like in the when you look at the building, it's not on top of the building.
Ah, okay, yeah.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and see. Honestly, Dream in a very potent position here. The army force is still kind of equal. I mean, a good little bit of micro here from Stats might still be able to save him. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, looks like the Blink DT is about to be done. Now, the question is, will he use it with the kind of the Warp Prism play, or will he add it to his army, and then when he engages, he kind of blinks through to the bow? I mean, that's going to be a decision we'll see soon. But yeah, it looks like the upgrades are going to go ahead and kind of even out a little bit here pretty soon. Really going to come down to the engagement, I would say.
Well, it's all coming down to this right now. Let's see if Stats actually commits to it, though. Maybe he's just trying to pull away the attention of Dream as he is going into the main base with that Warp Prism. But, well, the Warp Prism did get quite heavily counted there. The Zealot's not getting too much done. A recall does save that Warp Prism, though. We'll be able to safeguard it for now. There it is. Safe and secure, guys. It is still around. But, I mean, look at that army full of Dream. That's rather terrifying. He only has one siege tank, though, right? So.
Oh, nice snipe off on these Vikings, though. Oh, well, a pretty awkward engagement, but it does lead to a concave for Dream. A really nice concave. All the Colossus goes down so quickly, and now Stats is in the back foot.
It really is. That was a massive fight there for Dream. Finding a lovely concave, as you said, and well, this could be too much to handle for Stats. Although, you know what, he does have another base over here in the bottom left of this one. So might still be able to get some stuff done. He is doing damage with the Dark Templar on the other side, as long as he can get a good amount of warp ins here. He needs to kill this army. Will he be able to? I don't think so, but who knows? I've been surprised by this man before. Massive EMPs though, hitting absolutely everything. Just gonna force Stats backwards. I think we are heading to a GG here pretty soon. The Dark Templars, they have been cleaned up, and this army... Oh, Disruptor though! Oh my god! The one possible way to bring this back, perhaps. Let's see if it's gonna be enough. That was massive. No, it's not. Man, that Disruptor shot was massive, man. It's always like, alright, this is it, and then a Disruptor just comes in like... Everything red. Nah.
Yeah.
Was too little, too late.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't quite massive enough.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, Dream had it on lockdown. He even had the I guess the 6 o'clock base, the expansion on lockdown as well. So even if Stats was able to clean up the force, he's going to lose his 6 o'clock base as well as his natural. It was just too much damage there in order to come back. So gonna go ahead and GG, and looks like Dream will go up 1-0.
We'll continue onwards to game number 2. Maybe Stats will have a bit more fortune there, of course. That game started off abysmal for him, right? Absolutely horrendous. It's one of those games where you're like, well, if this is a ladder game, you'd probably GG right about now. It's not, though. It's in the tournament. It's the final decider match. Deciding on, well, how much money he's going to get, right? It's quite a difference right now. And he really does want to continue onwards to those playoffs, I would imagine.
Yeah. Again, once you get into the semifinals, your prize pool doubles at least from 100 to 200. So definitely both players wants to make it to the semifinals and the round of 4.
You don't even have to show up tomorrow. It's like...
Yeah. Go ahead. I think you were about to say the same thing.
Yeah, you don't even have to... That's all I wanted to say. You don't even have to show up. Or you can just not be there. You'll get the free walkover, and there you go. Twice as much money.
Yep.
I wouldn't advise it, though, of course. Might as well try your best at the other games as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you make it to the finals, you can even double that once again to 400. A minimum of 400. And, of course, first place does go home with a base prize of 850. So that's even more than double.
It's going to be a CynicalDeath, right? That takes that one home? Or it was,
oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
He's going to nuke everyone, all the players, and just win straight out.
It's like the Red Bull tournaments. He's going to be the final boss instead of Rainer. It's like Rainer now has to fight the actual final boss of Italy.
Yep.
CynicalDeath. CynicalDeath. Bringing it home. And then being like, alright, well, sorry, mate. You almost had money there, but unfortunately, I'll be taking this first prize right now. It's like a tournament where it would have been better to get second place instead of first place, because still then afterwards, you'll have another match where you might lose it all. Anyway, yep. We are ready. We are as ready as they come. Alright guys, make sure to check out that Matcherino as well. Exclamation mark Matcherino. There's no more codes available. But if you live in the US of A or the Canada states, the Canadian states, the states of Canada that are they united as well? Probably more so than the US right now. Anyway. Actually, the USA, I should say. Otherwise, it's the USC. The USC. Is the USC a thing? What was it talking about? Alright, yeah, Matcherino. Matcherino is a big thing, guys. There's a survey if you're from the NA region. You can fill that one in. Adds $1 free to the prize pool. Or you could buy yourself a replay pack. That's also possible. There's a couple of quests there as well. And, yeah, go check it out. Man, did you see some of the videos of the riots going on in America? It's like, geez Louise, it really does start to feel like end days, doesn't it, in a way? My god.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
My god, stop it, guys, stop it! I don't know if you're watching. Stop it right now. You go play some StarCraft. There's no political commentary, guys. It's just mentioning something that's happening in the world.
Alright, so here, spawning at the top left corner of the map, it is the red Protoss. He is from Africa Freaks. It's none other than Stats.
In the bottom right side, we have a man that likes to close it out right here, right now, it looks like. Well, it's just actually a single barracks. Oh, he's still getting gassed. Alright, well, alright, that's standard, it's standard. Just wants to get his Reaper deck quicker, I believe. Let's wait to see if there's a second. Oh my, okay, never mind. I take it all back. Roller coaster of emotion has ended. It's gonna be aggression. It's the Blue Terran, Bravestar Gaming's dream. A dream. Anyway, he's coming in here. He's gonna see, like, wait a moment. I know there's something missing here.
Is there?
Detective probe on the case. Now, we have to remember that in that previous series that they did have, Dream, didn't he, like, make his barracks just outside of his gate, outside of his base, just to make it harder for Stats to really figure out what is happening?
Yep, it was on the Dream, I mean, not Dream, on Zen map, and he made it near the third base area, but Stats was able to scout that pretty early on, so didn't really phase him. But this time around, he at least scouts the factory. He knows something is up, and oh boy, here comes the proxy bunker once again.
We could call it a prunker if we wanted to, right?
Yep.
Too much. Yeah, this Zealot doing quite a number on the probe so far. We'll be able to retreat to the Prunker as well. There you have it. I'm not sure about this bunker location though. I think it could have been a little bit further forwards. But, you know, it still denies quite a good amount of those mineral crystals. This probe actually did quite a number on that supply depot here. Still need it a bit longer to really take that one down, but you know what, overall, as much as a probe can deliver, of course.
Yeah, can't expect too much from a probe, right?
It's honest work. And once again, we're seeing another barracks coming down for Dream. Is this going to be another third barracks? Yes, it is. Right, so yeah, we've seen this a couple of times now from Dream as well. We'll follow this up with the starportless attack most likely here. We've seen this being brought on the stage a couple of times by Innovation. It's the first time I've seen it personally. I don't know if anyone's seen it being done by anyone else. But yeah, we've seen it today a couple of times by Dream, of course, and it worked rather nicely. Where's the Cyclone right now? It is looking for proxies. Alright, well, that might mean this supply depot could be in a bit of trouble. That siege tank will put an end to it, though. Should put an end to it. Okay. Okay. Blink on the way. Robotics facility on the way. So, you know, things are going regular pace here for stats. He hasn't really figured out just quite yet what is happening here. Of course, he can see that there's no command center on the low ground, which is a bit of a, make sure you want to scratch your head. That's what is happening. But other than that, you're not quite certain, right? Except for the fact that this has happened already 2 times to him by Dream.
Yeah, and by the way, I feel like Dream either forgot his upgrade or something because his upgrades are really late. Okay, he just finally started concussive shells, but I feel like could have been started earlier there.
Maybe. He never really took stim with this anyway, right?
Yeah, but you
combat shield
definitely
is
want to have
so
at
quick.
least maybe combat shield as well as his concussive shells. But okay, there, yeah, he finally starts it. It's going to be a little bit delayed, but by the time he moves out into the front door of the Protoss, he should have at least 3 tanks and a bunch of bios to attack.
Yeah, this push from Dream is quite all in though, guys. You delay your overall attack from the starport, of course, by an enormous amount. You don't have stim, right? People say you basically lose the game if stim gets sniped. Well, I mean, this is a good way to not have that happen, of course, but at the same time, you won't have stim, so it's kind of like sniping your own stim. Taking that out of the equation. Only a single tank getting picked off there for quite a number of those stalkers. 2 of them gonna go down there. And just a little bit of hull damage being taken as well. You know what? I think this is a good job so far for stats. I mean, it's going better than the previous time, right? But then
Yeah,
look at that army supply.
Yeah. I mean, his build order is pretty good against this, so...
Oh my.
But if he if he allows the Terran to build bunkers up, yeah, he might have to pull the pros, which...
Oh, they're a little bit too early, though. Quite a lot of them go down before the stocks really get there. Make use of this, but you know what? He has enough here. It looks like, mamma mia. Right. Well, I mean, he did kill 18 workers, but still 28 workers versus 24. You still don't have stim. You still don't have a third. You still don't have anything else really in the way, shape, or form of technology here for Dream. This is rough. This is extremely rough. And there's stalkers running down the front door of your base.
We'll see if Stats does get the jump and blinks in front on top of the tanks. There's going to be a bit of a risk there, but if he has enough stalkers, he should be able to clean it up.
Yeah, I like the spread overall here of the units from Dream, but you know what? Looking at the observer here, his stats sees that a lot of them are being pulled away here. He's going to be able to clean up one of those siege tanks right now, and he's going to get himself on the worker line here too. And this is the difficult part, right? After losing that engagement, you don't have that much at home anymore. And those Blink Stalker harassments that we've been seeing being popularized, I mean, already it is incredibly good against just having the siege tanks. Especially if you don't have stim yet, right? As well, it's just even something worse, making this worse for Dream right now.
Yeah,
but,
if you don't have stim, you can't snipe the War Prism for sure. And you know what? These stalker might actually get on top of this tech lab researching stim, but that would be a huge pickoff, further delaying the stim if he wanted to.
If he wants it, I don't think he wants to. He's like, oh, I'll give this one to you. It's like,
Yeah,
you're not gonna have any units to use it with anyway.
Yeah. Oh man, to make things worse, that's just finished his Dark Shrine there. So I mean, do we even have any turrets? No engineering base, no turrets. All his energy is pretty much going to be wasted on meals.
He just scanned. He accidentally scans the DT for the observer, but you know what? That is still around here. Is he gonna go for this tech lab? Oh, please tell me you're gonna go for the tech lab. Please tell me. Oh no, it's not scan. Not gonna happen. Gets the tank though. I mean, another tank and another tank at the top side as well. 2 more tanks go down, and Dream is being pulled apart. You ever eaten pulled chicken?
What?
Have you ever eaten pulled chicken?
Nope.
It's like chicken, but then like when you make it, you pull it apart, so like it's like you know what? All tiny bits of chicken.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then you put it in like rice or something like that. Anyway, it's kind of what Stats is doing to Dream here. Although, you know what? Actually, the Marauder count getting quite high now. It's actually, with the Stim now being able to fight against those Stalkers, the Dark Templar... Maybe the Dark Templar actually kind of backfired there, right? Not really getting their worth, I'd say.
You know what? I think Stats kind of botched it a bit because he had 3 DTs all grouped up together, and that one last scan that Dream had was able to clean them all out. So this DTs you know, when you go playing against a Terran, you need to like kind of spread out your DTs so that they waste scans everywhere. Unfortunately, Stats was not able to force him to do that. And I think, yeah, with Stim now, he's got to be careful with those Stalkers. You can't lose them one by one, or else the counterattack might overwhelm him.
Alright. Yeah, I mean, that army supply for Stats is still looking pretty nasty. And I mean, it's 10 minutes, and only now we're going to have ourselves a medevac on the production tab. It's pretty wild. It's pretty done. Well, let's look at the income graph here as well. And well, I think that is that's enough there. Close your eyes, children. I'm sorry, I didn't know that was going to be that gruesome.
Yeah, I mean, Stats is just way ahead in terms of the economy, in terms of I guess the army quantity. I mean, he's got a bunch of gateways already done. He's got the charge upgrade finished as well. Even researching Storm right now. And yeah, so Dream has his work cut out for him.
Certain. Third command center is being constructed. For a moment I thought Dream would just pull all the 8 boys here as well, right? Just go for one last hurrah with the army that he did manage to kind of construct for himself here. It's not going to be the case though. Storm is being constructed. It's still only halfway, as already mentioned. Those siege tanks. This is a pretty good position though behind those rocks, right? If you do manage to force the Protoss into a fight in this location, that might be pretty darn reasonable, but I mean, I think Dream delaying this attack a bit too much, allowing that storm to be completed now. It's 5 seconds away from here, and yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is, with these tanks sieged up here behind the rocks, you can't really do anything to that dirt base. Oh, and here we go. Look like Stats gonna feels like confident enough to move in. I mean, although Happy's army kind of just lazily kind of wandering around, but you just have too much stuff on the ground.
That attack, I mean, if those armies were equal in overall supply count and stuff like that, right? If those 2 medevacs were still there with these bioforces, for example, already, I don't think that fight would have been the best of choices, but he makes it work. Overall, though, like, it looked very scrappy, but yeah, he just had so much stuff. Stats just makes it work, right?
Does makes it work for sure. And now he's gonna go ahead and tie up the series 1-1. So it's gonna come down to this last final match to decide who will be the last person moving on out of this group to the semifinals.
It's nice to have these best of 3s going into game number 3. You know, always a bit better to have that happen, have that occur, rather than just 2 O's all the time.
Yeah,
by the way,
I think a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to just go straight into the activity feed shoutouts, but
yeah, sure.
That's. I mean, we're gonna be busy for a while with those. We only have 1 game remaining here. Mad Alien _ Lapsid 1265, Dr. Ro161, Quaker BR, Lepaco, Ultador, YMCA Hero, Barum, Walrus Lisk, that's a pretty cool one. Migo Jose, the good one, SC2, Matt SC2, wait, hold up. Matt SC2, 1, 2, 3, 4, Vex Cax, last, Aeon. It's not Eon, it's an Aeon, I think. Aeon. Something like that. I hope that's alright. Nate Diggity, 88. Nay Boy Zay. Linux 0. Roka. Waylander. Technoids. Gentlebeard. Kilo Bravo. Squashy. Ricardio. Darkblade. Chris. Rula Tulio, Rula Tuoli. It's Italian people, man.
Close enough.
Mikey Hunts or Mike Hunts. Taco Stuff, Akaya. Man, that's a lot of people. Saitem, Chop Liver. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I think there's just too many. You know, that's about it. That's good enough. That's good, right? Is it good enough? If you still want to be shouted out, just give us a shout in the chat. I guess the new ones coming in. Daddy McGregor, Kratos. Thank you as well for giving those lovely follows. Hope to see you around. Ricardio. Yeah, that's right, Ricardio. That's a fun one. I'm gonna call my kid. So it was Mikey Hans. Damn, I fell for it, didn't I? I did. Right. Right, I'm gonna have to pay attention for that. As the stream's growing. Alright, anyway, here we go, guys. Game number 2. Wait, no, game number 1. 3, sorry, 3! Counting is difficult. My brain's malfunctioning. I had a hose entering my ear hole today, so that might be a reason why. Anyway, in the top right side, we have ourselves a blue Terran player. He's from Brave Star Gaming. He is Dream.
And here, spawning at the bottom left, is the red Protoss representing Africa Freaks, looking to win the series and head on to the semifinals. Can he do it? It is Stats.
Thank God Cynical is having a good time with it, right? It's torture for me. It's torture.
Have you concluded finally what the game is this?
I've thrown in a towel. I don't know. I feel like it could be any of them. Could be any of them at this point.
Let's treat this as game number 99.
Wait, what? 99? No. It's impossible. It's impossible, Snoopy. Anyway. For a moment I thought Lord Maju Draco was going to be quite rude to me and say like, isn't it weird that all these Korean players can't speak English but they still speak better English than Kozan? Isn't that awkward? Yeah. But they all have English nicknames. Yeah, that's right actually. I'm not quite sure which one of them kind of did that. Is it? Can you even do Korean letters in the game of StarCraft 2? Is that a thing? Maybe that's why. You know?
Yeah, possibly. Someone, Mary Ferry 123 asking, did I miss Rainer play? Yes. Rainer did play earlier on, but you missed it. You can go ahead and catch the VODs. Is it all there?
Yeah, hurry up though. We are gonna delete those VODs because we hate you. Oh, we won't. Sorry. We're gonna be there.
No, we love you.
That's a lie.
All love here.
We love the idea of you. That's what it comes down. Anyway, that's Hellions being constructed, Snoopy. That's fun, isn't it? Look at that. Oof.
Yeah, actually a proxy starport as well. So it's looking very much like a 4 Hellion drop, and we've seen in previous games in this tournament how deadly they can be.
For sure. For sure. Alright, well, I mean, I'm a bit surprised that Stalker not sticking around here. He just kind of checked to see the command center and then was like, alright, that's fine, I'm going back. Never mind. Didn't even try to poke up that ramp, right? If he did, he would have been able to see those Hellions, and that would have been a big deal.
Yeah, I think he's just one of those strange stalkers that just like to poke. Once they get one poke in, they're good. They're just
it's just
and go back home and
it's like an OCD thing, right? That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Right. Obsessive compulsive disorder. That's what it is, right?
Yep.
All right. Anyway, a lot of stocks already right underneath that. Matter of fact, doing a good amount of damage actually. So only one single pickup for those Hellions No retreat from this moment onwards. Nice hold position on those probes, trying to minimize the amount of damage. But you know what, that's still quite a boatload of probes. Gonna get gunned down in a blaze of glory, nonetheless. But still, I mean, still 11 of them. Still 11 of them. That's quite the mass grave that you can set up there.
Yeah, and now it's going to be up to Stats to do some counter attack in order to help even up the economy there, because he is down by 3 workers. He's gonna have to. I mean, you don't count if you count the meals, then and you can look at the income advantage that is definitely kind of swung in the Terran's favorability and benefit side.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like he will have Dream will at least have a tank to defend, as well as 2 bunkers. So he looks to be well defended.
Yeah, I would agree. Especially the Cyclone there as well. It's going to safeguard that high ground quite nicely. Even as a bunker on that high ground, Dream knows. Even as, like, how many? 5 SCVs just chilling on that bunker right now. Being like, you know what? Yeah, try to come in. On both bunkers, actually. Jeez Louise. Man, this is one hell of a nasty defense so far from Dream. I'm surprised that's even tried to go in there.
Yeah, and during that attack, he was trying to defend the Liberator, so mining time or lost, further mining time was lost for the Protoss. He was able to finally clean up the Liberator, but wasn't able to get any damage done on the Terran side of the map.
Something I've always wondered. Oh, that's interesting. Just found something out. You can make the graph switch around by switching the names around as well. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's funny, isn't it? Alright, well, anyway, Stats dying here quite horribly. We might have to call an ambulance, guys. And then a psychiatrist as well, because, I mean, how are you ever going to really recover from so much carnage? I don't see it happening. Anyway, I joke around, guys, but I mean, this is quite a severe situation here for Stats. He's in a lot of trouble. He's making Templar archives here. Oh, the lock onto the warp prism. It's still there. It's still shooting, making life even further difficult. Does get 5 workers there, I suppose, for the price of 1 stalker. That's not too bad. But I still worry. I mean, looking at that 3rd base timing here for Dream. Did he commit again? Jeez. I mean, come on, Stats. Come on, Stats. He's desperate.
Well, to be fair, he needs to do something, right? Because he just can't just sit around and wait
This is true.
for the Terran to kind of override him.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it does definitely have a little bit of a smell of desperation here, in a way, but, I mean, he's getting worker kills, right? It's got to count for something.
Yep.
But is he still going to have enough stalkers, I'm afraid, that, you know, as soon as Dream just kind of moves out with his army, will Stats still have enough to hold on?
Well, Stats, he's actually researching Storm quite quickly, actually before he throws down his additional gateways. So I think by the time, if Dream decides to move out across the map, hopefully I think Dream should be able to, oh not Dream, Stats should be able to get some nice Storm. Oh, this medevac on the right side is going to get sniped down. A really nice snipe. And Stats does snipe it down, and he needs every little win that he can get.
Man, I mean, I did mention at the start of this, I would love to see Raynor and Stats moving onwards. Stats is just a fun guy, you know, a great guy. I would love to just hang out with him at some point, you know. It's just one of those people that makes you feel like you want to be around him in a way, you know. He's always so jolly, always so happy, having a good time. And no offense to Dream, but I don't see him as much in that type of setting. So
definitely would enjoy having Korean barbecue with Stats.
Yeah, right, exactly. Just seems like a good time. I would make it incredibly awkward, and I feel like he would still be like, ha ha ha, that is funny. You're very awkward, yes. And I'd be like, yeah, that's right.
Yep, and looks like that's what I'm talking about. Getting that nice little storm there does push back the Terran army, and Stats slowly but surely kind of calling his way back into this game.
Yeah, doing some pretty good stuff here with this attack. Is gonna start cleaning up the overall bioforces here. Massive warp in. Nothing there to shut down that warpism, and that means a lot of zealots are coming in now as reinforcements, and the SCVs are being pulled. The Archons, though, will have something to say about that. The SCVs over here against a wall of Psy Blades. This is absolutely horrendous here for Dream. He was in such a good position, and yet it all slipped away out of his hands here like sand turning into paper. Sandpaper. I don't know how that works, guys, but look at that. 38 workers getting killed. And, I mean, if you think it's difficult to hold sand in your hand if you hold on too tightly, well then, I mean, try holding on to sandpaper too tightly. You're gonna get hurt. You're not only gonna have to let go eventually because it hurts, but it's gonna hurt as well. You're gonna bleed. And that's what happened to Dream there. Perfect analogy. Thank you very much. I'll be here all day.
Clap, 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 clap.
Alright, so yeah, that means Stats is going to be the second player here, moving onwards. We're going to have him versus Zest. Quite a awesome series there, of course. And then we will have, that means we at least are going to have one Protoss in the finals tomorrow. But that also means we're going to have a finals of either a PVT or a PVZ, which is also pretty darn good. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm even more excited though that because the semifinals is a best of 5 and the finals is a best of 7, we might actually have a glimpse, a game of Purity and Industry or Golden Wall.
Wait, what? Golden Wall? Or Purity? That's probably going to be Golden Wall. All these players, they love to veto Purity and Industry. It's because the Koreans, they don't play it in the GSL, and that's what they prep for mostly, so...
Yeah, that's true.
They really don't have to play it anymore.
There's a higher chance we might see one of those maps.
I mean, if Raynor gets a choice, right? That would be a good reason for him to pick Purity and Industry.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
What's up, Rumsley? What's up, my man? I'm glad people like that sandpaper analogy. That is, and also one person just confused about the language in which the cast is being done. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes either. Did I go into Dutch again, or Russian, or what happened, Snoopy?
I don't know, maybe your Irish side.
The Irish side, yeah. It's just Raynor hates Purity in Industry. All right, well that's not gonna happen then, unfortunately. All right, well anyway, guys, we're gonna be looking for a host here, I would imagine, as that is the final game for today. We will be back though. I believe it will be on this channel. I have to double check with the Alpha X Junior Championships. We're gonna have ourselves a bunch of young players of the age of 15 and below that will be looking around and try to get themselves a victory there in a tournament. It's a lovely tournament. You can check out a big article that is on Team Liquid about it as well. Don't know if anyone has it on hand to just link immediately, but yeah, it's an amazing tournament. It's a great initiative, and would love to have you there. Anyway, we're Alpha X. We do a lot of stuff. We hope you will continue supporting us, because without you, without your viewership, without everything support-wise that you give us, we wouldn't be here, and it's much appreciated. All the little things, all the big things. And yeah, I've been Really Cozen. You can check me out over here at Really Cozen. It's my Twitter. It's my Twitch. Snoopy, thank you so much for joining me today. You want to say anything here in this situation?
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for having me. And just a reminder, everyone, the playoffs will be tomorrow at 5 a.m. Eastern Time, which is also 11 a.m. Central European Standard Time. So make sure to come back here tomorrow, and hopefully we'll see you then.
Hopefully we will. Yeah, exactly. We'll be. Yeah. There's more tournaments coming up as well, actually, which is pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Let me check out who we can throw a host at. We already get our prescription. Not yet. All right, all right. So we do see some people going on. That is Bel Air. He's joining us. I'm not sure if he's continuing It needs to be StarCraft 2. Let me check the Discord of Alpha X as well, see if there's anyone there. Let me see who is live. Streams and VODs. If you want to join the Discord, by the way, as well, that's a possibility. Just look. I think it's in the information below as well. Can do sort of. Okay, we'll do sort of. Sort of SC2. He plays in a lot of our tournaments here. Let me just double check. He is playing EU ladder. He's been going for 1 hour here. Alright, we'll do him. There we go. Raid, sort of. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope to see you later tonight. And hope to see you tomorrow as well. I have a lot of good hope to... anyway.